are you beautiful people doing? Hopefully you're all here and alive. I just dropped my pen. You know what they say about dropping the pen? Like dropping the soap. But even worse. Just kidding. How are you beautiful people doing? I'm getting chat pulled up. It's going to work first time. If it doesn't work first time, it's not going to work the last time. We're going to see how that goes. I have no chat up. Ooh, I've got updates. There's no stream apparently on YouTube. That's not good. That's what it says. But we all know it's lying. I got TikTok open. TikTok is working just fine around the clock. Let's go check on the YouTube. Legitimately, it doesn't say. Is YouTube live? Auto activate. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's live. It's in charge. How are you beautiful people doing? You guys hear that good pop? Sometimes you need a good pop. A good deal is walking out of a dealer without feeling like you got bamboozled. You know what? We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about what a good deal is. Don't worry. We got the Texas shirt on. I've been speaking with Jay and your team, and he's great. Ginny, thank you so much. I love it. It's my birthday. Please tell me happy birthday. Happy birthday, Rax. See, I don't know if that was a whole name was a joke, so I only said half your name. So if it was a joke. When do you usually go through the applicants? Guys, I'll let you know I've gone through a lot of applicants. I'm going to send out rejection letters. I think tomorrow. I just sent out a massive amount of emails for a whole bunch of other things. So the influx, I will send out emails. But if you're watching the live, you're first to know that I'm doing a round of interviews. I have another 5 or 6 people I have to reach out to. This is one of the most talented applicant pools that I have ever seen. It has been awesome. We just did our first round of interviews today. We'll do some more tomorrow. I just started setting up yesterday. As you guys know, I don't have an EA right now. So because of that, it's a little bit slow. It is okay. I should pull. That was not English. How is Juliana? Juliana is doing good. She did the goofy thing where she was like, and now she's just in a little bit of pain. She's in a little bit of pain. She's managing though. She's managing. She's handling it like a champ. She's getting back to normal. She's working today, so that feels good. She's back. She's getting back to it. How come you don't have an EA right now? Because we're hiring an EA. I do want to make a whole bunch of stuff go on right now, so we're gonna go live. Then we're gonna you're gonna answer some questions about what a good deal is. And I think we're making a few phone calls. We're not doing too much today. Just a heads up, we're not doing too many calls today. Tomorrow is the bigger day of which we make calls. Tomorrow we have a new game in the store, which I'm excited for. Today, just to check up. I'll be having the live experience. Boom. What is the square root of 27? I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. I dropped out of college. You lost your EA? No, we promoted our EA. We moved our EA to production. Day 86 of asking where you got that sweet Harry Potter art. It's not day 86. I would have remembered that. Somebody painted it for me. Tommy, you should bust out some detailing knowledge when you offer add-ons. Ask what H level the hardness of their coating is. They'll have no idea. Devin. There's not even a hardness scale to what they put on. It's just a spray on wax. This is 0. Do I call about used cars the same you do with new? I mean, it's a simple process. You can't close 200 deals a month by chatting with us all afternoon. I mean, I can. Because chatting with you guys gets you to sign up, which means I can sell more deals. But here's the thing that you guys are realizing, and this is where we're at right now, which is right now we're very, very viral, which is a great problem to have. But it means every time I'm getting calls, I'm getting recognized. So I want to just calm down a little bit. Do you offer your employees 401k? Yep, 4% match. 4% match. Is that Jeremy Clarkson in the back? It is. 2026 Grand Highlander Max or Pilot Elite? Grand Highlander Max. Easy decision. Who's your 401k vendor? 40 or Human Interest? Huh? Just 4%? That's kind of low. When did that become low? I give up on people. 4%. When did that become low? I don't even know anymore. What do I know? What do I know? We should just do a 45% match. Do you have a lot of viewers outside the United States? Negative Ghost Rider. That's not low. Most companies do a 4% match. Yeah. I don't know. I think average is 3 to 5. Like I thought 3 is what we used to do, and then we upped it up to 4. Most annoying things about car dealerships today that wasn't an issue in the past. I think right now, and I don't know, it might be a little bit of a cop out, but right now the ability to get information is so easy. I have AI that can do everything for me, but yet, so I didn't have access to that in the past, but yet buying a car is as difficult as it was 20 years ago. That's insane to me. That's the most frustrating part, is how easy it is to do so many things, but how hard it is just to get like numbers on a car. Is there a tax advantage for you as a company putting into their 401k? I don't know. I know when I put my 401k in, I get a tax benefit. But do I know about my team? I honestly don't know. I'd ask my accountant. Opinions on buying through Carvana. You're going to overpay, but that's not a bad thing if you don't like if you want the peace of mind. No, I don't need a benefits professional. We have a PEO team that does all that for you. Yes, it's pre-tax. I'm in benefits. There you go. Brianna says it's in pre-tax, which means it's in post-tax, which means it's in post-tax. Are we negotiating today? We're probably going to do some negotiating. I do want to talk about a good deal. I want to go through a few brands. I don't know if Alyssa is going to be here today. Hopefully she is. But we're going to go through a few brands, and we're going to go through and talk about what a good deal is, what a bad deal is. I'm going to talk about cars that I recommend, cars that I don't. These videos people really like, and we want to make some YouTube content out of it. But live, we're going to talk about it. So we're going to go through a few different brands. I'm going to ask you guys what brands you guys want to see. We might make a few phone calls at the very end. We're not going to do a full day. Tomorrow is a full stream day, meaning from the moment I start the stream to the moment I end will only be calls. Capiche, capiche? Capiche, capiche. I'm here to learn. There you go. Tommy, do you feel like the statement, the people who pay the most are the happiest? How do you feel like that? Is this statement inherently true? Yes. But it's true due to ignorance, right? Oh, that's like a really brutal example, so I don't want to know. If you don't know you're getting screwed and you're getting screwed, does that make it okay? No, I don't think so. And the litmus test to this, right? And this is what I say. People say the people that pay the most are the happiest. My general rule of thumb is if you can go to that person and say, hey, just so you know, somebody today also bought the same car you did and they paid $4,000 less, but you're happy, right? And they're still happy. They paid $4,000 more for the same car, same experience, same everything. Then that means then I don't care. But the problem is that nobody's willing to do that. I think the same thing with rate, right? Like with rate, marking up rate. I think if you're in a markup rate, you should absolutely have to tell them and not just like, here's a form to let you know, like, hey, just so you know, we're marking the rate up 2%. You could go get this at your local bank, but you're paying for the convenience for us doing it for you. That's 2%. Your payment would be here, but because we're doing it, it's here. And I'll tell you, 95% of people would not sign that dotted line because they don't know better. And I don't think the idea of ignorance being your best sales tactic is a good consumable business. I wish you existed in the UK. Well, announcement coming for you. Just kidding. Nothing in the UK right now. You should do a podcast of customers that have had a bad experience and expose them. You mean expose the customers? I do want to do a podcast more and more, but I don't want to just do a podcast. We're on Spotify. If you guys don't know, we are on Spotify. We do post just our long form content on there. We do have some throwback content. We post 5 times a week on Spotify. We definitely want to keep growing. It's pretty good. Are we doing calls today? I think we're doing a little calls at the end. We're chilling for a minute. What's the best way to search for vehicles across the country? Currently, I use visor.vin. Ooh, also, I told you guys I was going to ask. We do a free car buying checklist. A lot of people are charging $10, $20, $30, $40 for these things. I saw it. I'm like, I'm going to do it for free. But I'm going to give you an email letter that you're going to have to sign up for to get it. So, like, I'm trying to, like, do an email letter. I think that's cool. I've always wanted to do a cool email letter where I can give you, like, deals that we're getting for the week, like real breakdowns of T-sheets we're getting and all that stuff. Anyway, I'm curious, has anybody signed up for that? And if so, how have the emails been? How have the emails been? Did anybody, how do you like the story? I wanted it to be a story. I wanted it to feel like content. I didn't want it to feel like, hey, Pops, we're running a great deal right now. What are you doing, son? We're doing 20% off if you sign up using the code BARZEDGE. Like, I didn't want to do that. Need more visuals in the email? We battled back and forth with that. Statistically, visuals do worse on email. Thought you said emails are the work of... it's the worst marketing I'm ever going to have. The most marketing... The emails never work. Hey, you guys should all sign up for my email list. I'm really excited. I'm at night just like thinking about emails. I'm like all in on the email thing. I think it's gonna be so cool. I'm really, really excited. Where's Rover Part 3, dude? It's insane. I posted that video on every other platform. I just hadn't posted it on TikTok yet. And I love how people are like, there's not even drama in it yet. I'm like, dude, this video gets crazy. But I want to have all the context because I don't want any of these little salespeople being like, you're so mean to people, Tommy. I'm like, dude, I'm going to show you like from start to finish so you guys can see. The less to load and scrolling are best practice for emails. Yeah, they feel like more of a conversation. That's the idea. Also, if you were on, I just made this whole thing. If you were on the wait list and I hadn't responded to you, right? I sent out a mass email to, this is one of the biggest mistakes I've made in a long time, but I'm honoring it. I sent out to everybody that I didn't get back to on the wait list. Like 3,000 people that have been on my wait list for the last 6 months being like, Tommy, I want to consult with you. I haven't had consult spots. So I basically shot out an email to 3,000 people saying, hey, if you have any questions, I will personally answer those. I do personally answer those. Now, I really did think that I was going to have like 20 or 30 people send me an email. I've had 500 people. And they just keep coming. It's just like I'm... So I'm doing my best. I'm answering them all. I will get them all answered. I promise. I promise you. Just give me a moment. I did walk into it. Have you responded to Jacob? Did Jacob say something else? Is he trying to get more clout? I don't think so. New shirt. Honestly, I just didn't want to put on another shirt. Ooh, also, I know people are like, Tommy, I want to answer a lot of questions. Chat, he's lying. He mass deleted all your 500 emails. I can definitely tell that's not true. People can confirm. Are you hiring AMG Jared? He needs a job. He has not applied. Not that I know of. I mean, if he did apply, then it means he didn't do his Loom right. How do I sign up for the emails? Link is in my profile page, and there's a nice little email list. It's great. Not a bad idea, Carly. I've been playing around with it. I wanted to go with it. We used to have very intensive high graphics, and we went through. I studied a lot of people, so and we don't have to nerd out about this, but like I studied like the most successful. This is this entire article right here. I studied all the most successful email playbooks. Who's doing well? Who's not doing well? Who's actually reading their emails? Who's not? And from that, basic HTML was like what everybody agreed with was the best route for people to actually read your email. Hey, can you explain what a good front end gross would be for like the dealership or the client? Those are two different numbers. The dealership would love to have $40,000 in gross per deal. The client, as low as humanly possible. Union County, I'll put it on my list. Did I show something that has Union County on it? What did I say with Union County? Did I miss something? Oh, okay, got it. Sometimes it's a little close to home, guys. Okay. What car do you drive? I have an M5 CS. I have a Lexus NX350 hybrid, which is Juliana's, and then we have a Mazda CX-90, which is like our daily, everyday. Are you currently dealing with any lawsuits? Nope. Negative, Ghost Rider. Salespeople sound off. I don't know what that means, but sure. The AI you use for the deal preference form could have been a Google form, in my opinion. Yeah, we've played around with it. We like the AI because of the way it directs the conversation. That is something that we are looking to. We've had a lot of really good feedback from that, but it is one of the pieces we're auditing here pretty soon. We're revamping that entire process. That'll be pretty sick. I believe it's better than a Google form for sure, but we have a better form that's coming. Can you tell us why you love the CX-90? I have a CX-90 Premium Plus Turbo. I love it because I feel like I'm driving a BMW, but I'm not paying BMW pricing, and I love BMW. I just did a crazy. I have a article coming out. I got interviewed, and I got an article coming out. I'll tell you guys when it comes out officially. I'll keep it a secret, but it's a big publication, and they did a. Oh, I'm actually gonna do a shout out, which I never do. But I'm gonna give shout outs. First off, they came to my office and they did a photo shoot for like an hour, and then we went to a dealership. I am gonna give some props to the dealership because I'm not saying they give you good deals or bad deals, but I'm gonna say thank you to Hendricks BMW because they allowed me to use their dealership to do a photo shoot at because we wanted some dealership shots. I'm not saying they're gonna give you a good deal. I'm not saying they're gonna give you a bad deal. That I don't know, but I will say they were nice enough to allow me to use their dealership for a photo shoot, and their lot looked really nice. And I could have got a shot with BMWs, which is my favorite. So I give a shout out to Hendricks for that. I appreciate them doing that. Bada boom. Hendricks BMW will never turn down a publicity yacht. What's a good deal on a 2025 Ford Ranger Raptor? 2 to 3 grand off. We're going to go through. So one of the things that I want to do, bro, sold. I didn't sell at all. That is like the worst shout out in the world if that's what the shout out you think is a sell. Dude, the amount of money that we've been turning down for ad deals is insane. I love when people are like, Tommy, you're just trying to do this to be the influencer game. I'm like, dude, if I was doing that, I should be making some bank on some influencer deals. But I keep just turning them down. I keep turning them down. It's crazy. No, I just had to ask. The publication said it would be really cool if we got you with pictures at a dealership, which makes sense, right? I'm negotiating with dealerships. So I had to find a dealership that was friendly enough to allow me to go there. And surprisingly, Hendricks Lexus said no. If you guys know who Hendricks Lexus is, then you would understand why they would say no to me. Bada boom. Okay, so what I want to do today, guys, is I want to go through. We're going to test the knowledge in the brain here, right? We're going to test the knowledge. Is Alyssa here? Is Alyssa here? Alyssa! Can everybody see if Alyssa's here? Maybe. I don't see her name. If you guys don't know, Alyssa is my producer. She's not here. That's fine. I didn't need her here anyway. But we're going to interviewing with you tomorrow. I love it, like it, want more of it. Okay. What I'm going to do today is we're going to start off by going through some deals on new cars, right? I want to talk about what's a good deal, what's a bad deal, would I recommend the car at all, right? Those are the things I want to do. So I want to know what brand, because I'm going to go through a few brands, probably 3 or 4 brands. Each one's going to be between 10 to 20 minutes long, me talking about it. But I want to talk about what's a good deal, what's a bad deal, what kind of discounts, where to buy that car. And I want to go a little bit more in detail than I would a typical TikTok. So I want to know what brands you guys want to see first. Honda, Toyota, Mazda, Ferrari. I'm just kidding. Don't do Ferrari because I couldn't do it. Give me the brands. I want to hear it. Oh, also, Dealy got approved with the Google store to be able to do more stuff. So I'm really excited. He's going to be able to. Dealy's going to be like, this would be a Dealy moment right now, right? Dealy will be able to survey everything. Moderators, let me know who's winning. Surprising, I'm saying like, I'm surprised there's no Toyota. That's crazy. I see one Toyota. That's insane. Okay, there's a few. I see a lot of Hondas. I see a lot of Hondas. I don't have any moderators in my chat. Volvo, Toyota. Okay. So I'm seeing a lot of Honda. I'm seeing some Lexus. Honda. Lexus. I'm seeing Mazda. I'm trying to like see another brand that's not one of those. Acura. Those are, you guys are being really boring. Toyota. GMC. BMW. Wait, Alyssa texted me. Listening in the car, I got you. See, look at, she got me. Kia, Hyundai. I like Kia and Hyundai. Okay, guys, that's enough. Stop. Okay, I'm going to start out with the Honda or Toyota because I'm just as familiar with it. How we're going to do each one of these is I'm going to go through an intro with the car, talk a little bit about it. I'm going to pull them up on my website, and I'm going to go through car by car. I'm going to tell you where to aim. We're going to go, kind of think of this as like a deep dive into every car, every brand. Do I recommend the car? Yay or nay? Are the deals good right now compared to what they were 3 months ago? Would I wait? Would I buy? We're going to go through it all, but I'm going to pull it up. I got to pull up my list. Does everything make sense right now? Are we good? We great? We grand? Okay, everybody chill because I got to do a little bit of an intro. We're going to make some YouTube videos out of this. Alyssa, we're going to start the first YouTube video now. We're going to start with Toyota. I think of a good, we call this one take because I got to do an intro, but I got to do it in one take, okay? Switching doesn't matter. Have you ever considered what a good deal on a car is? I know. You've probably heard of many gurus out there telling you to ask for invoice minus holdback or ask for floor plan assistance, but what is a good deal? Because you can't easily look up invoice pricing. There's nothing that accurately tells you that. And what the hell is floor plan assistance anyway? If you guys don't know, my name's Tommy. I negotiate car deals for a living. I negotiate over 200 car deals on a monthly basis, and I'm going to tell you what a real good deal is because we're negotiating these deals on a monthly basis, not just in a certain market, but nationwide. I'm going to go by car, tell you the cars I like, the cars I don't like, what cars you can get car deals on right now versus cars that you just can't. I'm going to break down each and every market. So if you're looking for a Sienna, I'm going to tell you exactly where you should look. Sit back, relax, and if you want to see another brand, let me know in the comment section below. Boom! That was like a one take, Tommy, every single time. You guys want to start with cars, sedans, SUVs, or trucks? Where do you want to go? You want to start with trucks, cars, SUVs? SUV. Okay, first off, we're going to start with the Toyota Corolla Cross. Now, Corolla Cross is going to be very, very market dependent. First off, do I recommend this car? Yes, I think it's a good, reliable car. You can go gas, you can go hybrid. General rule of thumb for me for Toyota, you're going to learn really quick, is that I believe you should go hybrid. I've talked to many Toyota techs on this, but just the stats are showing that a hybrid, a normal hybrid, not a plug-in hybrid, has been more reliable over the last 10 years than a gas model. It's one of the reasons why Toyota is implementing their entire market into hybrids, because it has been a more reliable model. It's better fuel economy. It's kind of the future without going full EV. So Corolla Cross, I do recommend you go with the hybrid, but you could go either way. It doesn't matter. Now, there are certain markets where this car is going to do really well. I say 7 to 12% is going to be the discount I go for. Now, when I talk about this discount, I want to be clear. Toyota does their window stickers in a really weird way. First off, they have LIOs, PIOs, DIOs, FIOs. What in the world does it all mean? General rule of thumb, a DIO is a dealer installed accessories. We don't pay for those. The other things are all installed before they hit the factory. Those are going to be, depending on the region, negotiable. We can do a whole separate video on that. With the Corolla Cross, generally 7 to 11% off. If you are on the West Coast, so if I'm in California, I'm letting you know right off the bat, you're going to struggle. Some dealerships are going to look at you and you say, you want 11% off this car? Smack you upside the head. They're going to be like, this delivered guy doesn't know what he's talking about. They're going to be in the comment section in this video right now saying, this guy's insane. He doesn't know what he's talking about. This guy's a fraud. I'm telling you, it's out there. You're just not going to find it on the West Coast. You're not going to find this in Oregon. I'm sorry. What you're going to want to do is sail on over. Actually, don't sail across. That's a whole different conversation. You want to go to the Midwest and you want to go to the Southeast. That is where this car does its best. 7 to 11%. If we're talking Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, even a little bit of Virginia if you're feeling frisky. Now, as we go north, as we go to the Northeast, you can get good deals in this car, 5 to 8%. But generally, rule of thumb is the best deals are going to be in the Southeast. I generally recommend this car. Boom. How do we like that format? Actually, before we stop, I'm going to make sure we like this format. How do we like that format for every car? If I go through every car, tell you I recommend where the deals are we like, yeah, that sounds really good information. I would watch an entire YouTube video on this. We're like, it was dumb. I hate it. Let me get the feedback real quick, and then we'll keep going. Explain the percent. 7 to 10% is going to be discount off of MSRP minus all DIOs. Good. Okay. So now the new RAV4, 2026 RAV4. We're going to talk about the hybrid model first. First off, no, there's a front wheel drive. No, there's an all wheel drive. Now I will say this, as we are in March, I'm going to be just transparent with you. If you wait for this car, you will get a better deal if you buy this car in 3 or 6 months. Does that mean you can't get a good deal right now? No, I'm not saying that. But you will get a better deal if you wait 3 to 6 months. This car, you're going to see a trend here. If you're in the West Coast, you might struggle to find one. That is where the RAV4 is right now. This isn't because, I want to be super clear, the RAV4, you're going to struggle to find this car in a lot of places. It isn't because they're selling like hotcakes. They're going to tell you that. It's just they just started releasing them. Similar to the Kia Telluride and the Hyundai Palisade when those cars came out. This is not the hottest car that's ever set sail. Just nobody's seen it yet. They haven't hit the lot. Very few have hit the actual lots. So understand, if you wait it out, you're going to do better. Now, looking at trims, the Woodland Edition is selling better than all of them. I'm getting the best deals, $2,000 to $3,000 off basically every Woodland we're doing. If you're looking for an XSE or a Limited, those are also right around $2,000 off. If you're looking for an XLE or an SE, you are looking right around $1,000 to $2,000 off. Now, some markets are going to call you crazy. The West Coast is trying to mark this car up. General rule of thumb is everywhere this is a tough car. You will find inventory. Go for those deals. I would wait it out if you need to. You will find them. They exist. Now, the RAV4 plug-in hybrid. I can officially say I have not done a RAV4 plug-in hybrid yet. I have said that they just released pricing on this, so I don't really have a good answer on you guys right now. So I don't have a good answer. We're going to have to hold off on the plug-in until we actually do some. They haven't hit the lots as of yet. We haven't done one, so I have to stop on the plug-in. I apologize. The second I have an update for you, I certainly will give you an update. I have somehow lost my screen. Now we go into the BZ. Now the BZ is one of these cars that I think Toyota is pushing heavily this year. I think right now they are trying to do another EV push. You can see this with the Highlander EV, for example, but they are going pretty crazy on this car. If you are getting a front wheel drive example, I have seen $4,000 to $6,000 off plus rebates. The deals are insane. Front wheel drive BZs, lease, buy, doesn't matter. You can get great deals. This is basically everywhere in the country. There is not really a dead spot for these if it's a front wheel drive. If it is an all wheel drive, it shifts the market completely. Now, I'm a big fan of just doing front wheel drive if the deal is that drastically crazy. I don't think all wheel drive on an EV is worth it. You just get some snow tires on it. You're probably not going to own the car long enough for it to matter. You're probably going to lease it. I would say that's just my general recommendation if you're buying a BZ. That's not with every car, but that is with a BZ. I don't love the EVs. I don't love BZ. I don't know if I'd recommend you buy one. But I would lease one. I think there's really good deals on leases. And if you're gonna know all the risks of EVs, it could make sense. But I just think there's better EVs for the dollar. General rule of thumb for a front wheel drive car is $4,000 to $6,000. For an all wheel drive, $2,000 to $4,000. If you're in the Northeast, you're really going to struggle to get to that $2,000 range. If you're in the West Coast, in the Pacific Northwest, surprisingly, the deals are actually there all day on this car. You can get great deals in that market. But the Northeast is where this car stiffens up, for a lack of a better word. Moving on to the Toyota Grand Highlander. Now, this car has done its ebbs and flows. And I will tell you, if you're watching this video in May, this information could be inaccurate. But if you're watching in March right now, what I can tell you is Grand Highlander gases are consistent around the country, $2,000 to $4,000 off. That is what I'm getting all day, every day of the week. Sometimes dealers won't have them, but if it's a gas model, you can find them. If you are buying the hybrid, and I recommend, this is one of my favorite SUVs on the market. So I do highly recommend the Grand Highlander Hybrid. I think they make a great SUV. I think it's super reliable. I would recommend it to most people that are looking in this space. I think the Grand Highlander actually has a space advantage because it's not as big as a Expedition, but it's not as small as a CX-90. So I think it's the sweet spot of room that a lot of families are looking for, where you can put an adult in the third row comfortably, which a lot of these SUVs aren't doing. They're either making it so a 5'11" adult can't fit back there at all, and basically nobody can, or they can lounge in the third row like it's anybody's business. There isn't this sweet spot. So the Grand Highlander really serves this need, where it's bigger than the Pilot, bigger than the CX-90. Overall, recommend the car. If you are looking for a hybrid, let's start off without the Maxes first. Overall, the South, Texas, Midwest, all really good market for the Grand Highlander right now. I would say the Midwest, Illinois, all the way down to Texas. If it's in the middle of the country, it's a good deal for the Grand Highlander. Hybrid. If you are on the West Coast, you are in the Southeast, or you're on the East Coast. Basically, if you're on the coast of the country, these dealerships are going to look at you like you're flipping insane. They're going to be like, you want a discount? A discount? Golly gee willikers, what do you think we are, a charity? A charity? No. So, understand, that's okay. When this happens, right? People always ask me all the time, Tommy, what happens when a dealership says, what in the world are we doing? Just go to another dealership, guys. You pick up the phone and call somebody else. Steve, where are we going? Why does the location matter? Because different markets have different needs, baby. If you're looking to buy the Maxes, the Limited Max is much harder to buy than the Platinum Max. I will tell you, do not buy the Limited Max unless you really want the Limited Max. I will tell you, I can get $3,000 plus off a Platinum Max, and for a Limited Max, I might get $1,000 off. The price delta just doesn't make sense. I do not recommend the Limited Max at all. I recommend the Platinum Max if you're going to go that route. Toyota 4Runner. I recommend this car. I like it. My brother has one. He enjoys it. I know people freak out because the motor's changed and you're no longer getting the reliable 6-cylinder and you got to get a hybrid. Oh no, it's the end of the world. Or you just got to get a 4-cylinder, 4-banger, and Toyotas aren't what they used to be. It's fine. relax, hold your horses. It's still a 4-cylinder. It does its job. It's doing just fine. It's going to do just fine. Everybody freaks out every time a new generation 4Runner comes out. You should have seen the last generation when they went to the 6-cylinder, which is one of the best 6-cylinders in the world. You know what happened? Oh my gosh, I can't believe they're going to the 6-cylinder. Why is Toyota changing? They're so horrible. Now it's one of the most reliable cars that exist. 4Runner is a good example. Now, I think it takes a special type of person to buy a 4x2. I don't understand it. If you're buying a 4Runner to get a 4x2, I think you really have to just like the looks of it, which if you're that person, that's great. That's good. That's fine. But I'm telling you, just get the 4x4. And the reason being is just the resale, right? The resale alone is going to save it, because when you buy a 4x2, you are eliminating your sales base 50%. When I go to sell a 4x4, I can sell that in the south, I can sell that in the north, it doesn't matter. When I buy a 4x2, I cannot buy that car, and I'm not buying that car if I live in New York. I'm sorry. That just doesn't exist. So you don't want to cut, it's very similar to smoking in your car, right? We say to do that because you cut your audience by like 90% in that case. But 4Runner, buy a 4x4, don't buy a 4x2. Not worth the savings, the resale will tank. Boom. Secondly, really crazy deals on the 4Runner right now. The 4Runner market is flipped on its head, 3,000 to 6,000, and I think getting to that 5,000 to 6,000 nationwide is possible. Now, on the lower trims on the West Coast, some of them are looking at you like you're a little weird. Like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? You might get $2,000 off, $3,000 off, but some of the lease deals you can get in California are insane in that car. But overall, the entire country, $4,000 to $6,000 is what I'm aiming for on every 4Runner deal. Now, if you are buying a TRD Pro, if you are buying a Trail Hunter, or if you're buying a Platinum, pause. Did you pause? Cool. Trail Hunter, $2,000 off is a good deal right now. If you are buying a TRD Pro, technically MSRP is a good deal, but I think you can push to get $1,000 off. I do. We normally get about $1,000 off the deals. And all the numbers that I'm giving you, I know we're going through a lot of numbers. We're going through all this. This is real data. This isn't just Tommy saying, hey, I'm just making stuff up. We go through and negotiate hundreds of car deals on a monthly basis. Because we're doing that, we feel really confident in giving this data. This is real data. If you're buying a 4Runner Platinum, I think you should be able to get $3,000 to $4,000 off. You just got to be patient with it. Some dealers are trying to be above MSRP. Doesn't your customers pay $1,000 for your service? Doesn't that mean they pay the same price? If I get you $6,000 off a 4Runner and you paid $1,000, I don't think you got math, buddy. But people don't hire us to save money. They hire us to save time, energy, and anxiety. Let's move to the Crown Signia. Low key, this is one of my favorite cars in the market. I really love this car. I've driven it. I enjoy it. I think this car, and I'm going to tell you who the Crown Signia person is for. The Crown Signia is for somebody that says, I want a Lexus, but I don't want to pay Lexus prices, which is saying something, right? But if you're like, hey, I really want to buy a Lexus, but I don't want the Lexus prices, you get the grille that you really like on that Lexus. The interior is super comfortable, super spacious, feels like a Lexus on the interior. And we drive a Lexus. I'm very, very familiar with this. Higher trim, you can get crazy deals on. I've done up to $7,000 off on some of these higher trims, but I would say $4,000 is the worst deal I would ever take on a Crown Signia if it's like an XLE. Best case scenario is $7,000. Now this is where one gets interesting, because on the West Coast are some of the best deals in the Crown Signia. Some of the deals I can get on the Crown Signia on the West Coast are crazy. The Northeast, this is where this car really struggles. I don't know why, but in the Northeast, I struggle with this car. $2,000 to $3,000 I get, and people are like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm giving you a deal. I recommend this car highly. I do recommend you load it out with a limited with advanced tech. I think they're awesome. I think they're great. I think they're a good value. I think you get the Toyota reliability, the hybrid. You get all the bada booms, the bada bings. Okay? Capiche, capiche. If you're looking for the Highlander, this car has actually become less and less popular. Most people are going for the Grand Highlander. The Highlander hasn't had that. First off, you're looking for a Highlander AV. Generally, I have not seen one in person. I've looked at it. I'm confused. I'm confused why they went Highlander EV. I don't understand it. It doesn't, like, the EV market is not booming right now. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if I'd recommend it. The range isn't anything crazy. The performance doesn't seem anything outlandish. Like, if they had, like, Toyota's working on some really good EV tech. Some of the battery technology that they're building is going to be great. But I just don't think we're there yet. So I wouldn't recommend the EV. For the gas, $2 to $5 grand off basically everything on the market. Nationwide, you can find these deals. I generally recommend a Grand Highlander. I think it holds its value a little better, but I understand if you don't want the size. We move to the Land Cruiser. Land Cruiser. The only trim you're really going to be getting now is there's no more 1958s. People ask me that all the time. That doesn't exist. Basically, the only one you're getting is one with a premium package. This car, to me, first off, I do recommend it. I actually recommend this car if you're looking for a GX550, buy a Land Cruiser instead. Don't pay an inflated price on a GX550, just buy a Land Cruiser. I think it's a better value. I think you don't need to spend the extra 20 grand of what you're getting for a GX. Do I think the GX looks better on the exterior? Yes, but I think the interior is 1-to-1. I just don't think it's 20 grand extra. Spend the 20 grand to make your Land Cruiser look sick. Don't spend 20 grand more on a overpriced GX550. Said what I said. Some markets think this car is insane. $2 to $5 grand is what I expect off in this car. Now, this car is one of the biggest bait and switch cars that I've ever seen. There are some dealerships that advertise like $6,000, $7,000 off. You have to go in to get the deals. I'm telling you, I've dealt with this so often. It's like 5 different stores in the country that do it. I have to deal with this all the time. So understand not everything you see online is true. Some dealerships will tell you it's above MSRP. You can get deals generally around the country on this car, but understand Southern California, this car is a little bit weird. If you are looking in, surprisingly, the Midwest, this car is a little bit weird. They're like, we're not giving you a deal on this bad boy. This one's special. In the Southeast, this car is a little bit weird. But you know where this car isn't weird? For whatever reason, the Northeast steps up here. I get good deals in the Northeast in this car. Why? I don't know, but I do. I get good deals down south in this car. I don't know. I get good deals in Northern Pacific Northwest in this car. I don't know. Now we move to the Sequoia. Sequoia, I know a lot of people freak out about the engine issues. Rightfully so. But I recommend it still. I still think it's a good car. I think Toyota is the type of company with all of their engine issues. You're going to see this with the Tundra, with the Sequoia. We want to be clear. Not a million engines blew up. It wasn't like thousands of engines were blowing up. Toyota noticed an issue. They said, hey, this is an issue, and they recalled all of their engines. The amount of engines that actually had engine failure are actually on a pretty small list. So I think it's a good thing for a company. I would rather them do that than other companies that I won't name that end up acting like the issue doesn't exist, not addressing it, and everybody having to return their cars. Or maybe their cars just catch on fire, and they keep catching on fire, and it takes 3 years for them to say, you know what? Maybe we should recall these cars. Kia. I did name that one. Kia, you spent 3 years as your car's catching on fire, and he didn't address it. But because of that, you can get pretty good deals on the Sequoia. Now, this is the first time where the market flips. I don't know why, but there's a pocket. I'm going to give you a secret in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, that region right there. Boom. The Sequoia market is booming. I don't know why. There's not more inventory. I can get TRD Pros for $4,000 in that region, right? Why? I don't know. But if I go to Texas, I'm sorry, man, maybe we can do $1,000 off if I try real hard. What? If I go to the West Coast, we're not doing that, son. If I go to the Midwest, I think I'm crazy. If I go to Florida, they don't even have it. So there's the region for the Sequoia. TRD Pros are harder to get deals on, but realistically, you go in that market, you'll get a great deal. Boom. That's a lot of SUVs. Shall we go to the cars and minivans now? There's much less cars and minivans. We got to do all the cars, guys. We got to do all the cars. Florida never has deals. There's plenty of deals with Adam. You want to go trucks? You guys want to do trucks first? You guys want to do trucks? Okay, fine. We'll do trucks. You win. There's only 2 of them. If you're buying a Toyota truck, it's because you don't trust the American brand. And you know what? Rightfully so, because nobody can be trusted in the truck market. Every truck has problems right now. And I know people are going to be like, oh my gosh, I want to buy this. I want to buy that. I want to buy every truck has a problem to some degree. I think the F-150 is the best truck on the market. I said what I said. I think if you're buying an overall truck, this is the best market. But if you want the best deals, I actually think it's Toyota. I think this is the one time where Toyota, discount for discount, is blowing everybody out of the water, other than Ram. But honestly, who's buying a Ram right now? Can we be real for a minute? Like, has anybody bought a Ram in the last 7 years? I'm just kidding. Really. Anyway, if you are buying a Tacoma, lease deals are incredible. Finance deals are incredible. $4,000 to $7,000 off. Pick your poison. Now, I will say, West Coast, thumbs up. South, thumbs up. The Southeast, thumbs like right here. Northeast, thumbs like down here. Ohio, thumbs like down here. Overall, the Midwest is mediocre on the deals. If you're in like Colorado, Montana, I'm like this. I'm pretty low on that. I would go to the West Coast. I would go down south. I would try to, and those would really be my 2 markets that I would go. I wouldn't go to like Vegas, right? Vegas, Arizona. You've noticed I haven't said that a lot. I'm not saying that because I'm forgetting about them. I'm saying because I just don't like those markets. Now the Toyota Tundra. The engine's probably going to blow up, but let me tell you, the deals are incredible. $7,000 to $11,000 off. I'm not making this up. $7,000 to $11,000 off. Now, the $11,000 does include some of the rebates. This car is important because depending on the region, depends on the rebates you can get. Like, there are some rebates you can get in the Midwest and in Texas you can't get in the Southeast. That's crazy. So look at the market, see if they're giving rebates. And if you want the low APR, it doesn't matter. If you're looking for the low APR, it doesn't matter. But if you're like, hey, I'm paying cash, doesn't matter. All the way around, these cars are good. If you're trying to find 2025s, get on out of here because they really don't exist. The 2026s, though, they do exist. And there are deals, again, $7,000 to $11,000. If you're looking for a Toyota TRD Tundra Pro, there are some crazy. Let me tell you. Let's come here. Come here. Look closer. There are some dealerships that believe that a Toyota Tundra TRD Pro is going above sticker. I know. Isn't that crazy? I just did like $6,000 off one the other day. Understand, the TRD Pro is not special. It is not a Raptor. Apparently, we can get $10,000 off one. I haven't confirmed that, but the deals on the TRD Pros are insane. I can tell you, I know somebody that, I won't even say it, but I can tell you that I know a lot of people are overpaying for TRD Pros, even people you think you should trust. I think that's insane. $4,000 would be the bare minimum I would take off MSRP. Up to, I mean, apparently maybe 10 grand is possible. But most we've done is 7 grand though. But I would say push it. Push it real good. And that's our trucks. Now we do our sedans. Now we do our sedans. First off, if you're buying a Toyota Corolla, the deals are insane. I'm telling you, this is a pro car. This is a car if you're like, hey, I want to buy my car for my kid. I want to buy an economy car. I don't care about my looks. I just want something that's going to resale through the roof. If you are buying a Corolla, you are making a smart decision. Honestly, you're probably making the smartest decision out of any car to buy because they're not flashy, they're not special, but you don't need that in a car. I drive a BMW. I don't need that, right? I probably need a Corolla. I drive 4 days a week. And by 4 days a week, I mean like 4 minutes a week. $3,000 is the is really the bare minimum I would take off a Corolla. I've seen some deals on the East Coast that go to $4,000 plus on some of these deals. It's insane. There's some deals on some Corollas. Gas, hybrid, doesn't matter. Go for it. If you are buying a hatchback, though, pause. Toyota doesn't make as many of them. It's not because they're selling out like crazy. It's not because they're super hard to get. It's not because everybody's buying them. So don't pay a markup on them. Don't pay above sticker, but like $2,000 off is what you get on a hatchback. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't shoot the messenger. If you're looking for a Prius, $3,000 to $5,000 off all day. That's basically every market. If you are looking for the West Coast, they're a little bit more fuel conscious. Their gas is like $5 a gallon right now. Guess what? Prius is a little bit hotter there, closer to $3,000 there. If you're in like, let's just say Texas, you know what they care about? Trucks and gun. I can't even say that word because they don't allow it. But pew-pews. You think they care about some fuel economy? Nah. Let me load it. I'll load my Corolla in the back of my F-150. That's bang, bang, bada boom, bada bang, bang. So, like, the deals are crazy. The deals are crazy. Not true, Tommy. Can you not take a joke, J-Flow? Get him. You don't have to mute him, but if he keeps going, it's called a joke. Relax. Prius hybrid, plug-in hybrid. There are no good rebate deals right now, but there are discount deals depending on where you're in the country. The Southeast, the South as a whole, really good markets for this car, $3,000 to $5,000 off, plus incentives. Now, if you're on the West Coast, they might look at you like they're a little funky. Leasing this car can still sometimes make sense on the West Coast. Doesn't make sense most anywhere else. If you're in the Northeast, I just haven't seen deals in this car. If you're in Virginia, remember that market that was really good for Sequoias? Don't try to buy a Prius there. They're going to look at you like you're bonkers. I don't know why, but they look at you and they're like, what are you doing? Toyota Camry, this market has been the craziest market that I have ever seen on a car. We go from $6,000 to $7,000 off to paying MSRP to now we're back, right? The stop sale, it's good, it's over, it's fine. Some dealerships are still holding on to it, right? They're like, we got profit on our Camrys and we can't let them go. It's gone. It went away. It's gone. $4,000 to $6,000 off all day of the week. The lower the trim, the lower the discount. On the West Coast, lower discounts. In the South, Southeast, higher discounts. If I'm in Florida, I'm getting $6,000 off this car all day. If I'm in Louisiana, $6,000. I'm in Texas, $6,000. That's what I'm going for. Maybe I get to $5,000, but I'm going for $6,000. And you're not crazy to go for it. If you're in the Northeast and you're trying to get an all-wheel drive, $3,000 off. Moving on to the GR86. This car's about the same everywhere, $2,000 to $3,000. Do I recommend the Camry? I'm sorry, I didn't even tell you if I recommend the Camry. I do recommend the Camry. I do recommend the Camry. I think it's a good car. I think it looks good. I think it's, if you're looking for a cooler looking car and you're like, I don't want to pay BMW money. It's not a BMW, but like it does look good. I think an XSE looks pretty slick. And they're pretty crazy. Now, I did see somebody that was selling a pink edition LE Camry for $43,000. If you are the person that is silly enough to buy that, I want you to run. An LE for $43,000? Come to my house and I will smack some sense into you. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I understand it's pink. And there is a pink tax in life, right? I'm not denying the pink tax. But the pink tax does not, hey, it was International Women's Day on Sunday, and I just want to say, I agree it was unfair. You guys only got 23 hours. You guys shouldn't get a pink tax, and you guys should have got a full 24 hours. The truth is in the pudding. We said what it is. It's true. You can't wrap it. You can't wrap it in. GR86, good deals anywhere, $2,000 to $3,000. GR Corolla. This is also a weird car. I actually do like the GR Corolla. Low key, I think it's a fun car to drive. If you've driven one, you're like, you know what? I had a Ford Focus ST when I was younger. I don't need to go into that whole story, but I'll tell you, it's a blast to drive. $2,000 to $3,500 off. Some markets are going to be above MSRP. Just walk away. Don't even try to negotiate. If they're like above MSRP, don't even try to go to 2 or 3. You're never going to get there. You're going to find that dealership at MSRP to start, and then you're going to get them down to $3,500 off. That is what's going to happen, right? But if they're like, oh, I'm charging $5,000 above MSRP, this is what you're going to do. Okay. Walk away. See what I did? I'm going to repeat that, right? Right? Hey, we're charging $5,000 over the year. Bye. Like, don't let them finish the sentence. And when they say, whoa, 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 stop, stop, don't stop. Just keep going. You're never going to get the deal there. Right? Right? You're never, just leave. I would recommend I would just hang up, right? $5,000, boom, hang up. I want you to practice that. But when you're buying a GR Corolla, we're $5,000 above MSRP. Boom. I want see how quick that was? Watch this. Ready? Boom. Like you see, like sometimes you can't go one boom. That's too slow. Boom. Like you see how fast? Are we clear? Like you need to hang up. Capiche. GR Supra. These cars are getting harder and harder to get. They are. $1,000, $2,000 off. Go find it. If you can find one, that's great. You're probably not going to find too many of them. There's not many exist. Really, like it's the final editions that exist, and you might be able to get like $3,000 to $5,000 off a final edition if you find a dealership desperate enough. But I'm not going to advertise that because guess what? There's just not many of them. Have I seen $3,000 to $4,000 off final editions? Yes. I don't know. Some people are holding on to them like they're like worth their weight in gold. They don't want to sell them. They're above MSRP. The market's going to be weird. I'm not giving you a recommendation. I'm going to save the Sienna because we're near the end. First off, if you're a Toyota Crown, I don't recommend this car. This is one of the worst cars in the market. I'm going to say it. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like fully loaded, this thing is like $58,000. Can you get $6,000 off it? Sure. I don't understand the market. I don't. I've driven it. I would rather have a Crown Signia. I think that's why they made the Crown Signia. Maybe there's one person out there that really likes this car, but I'm telling you, Tommy, boom, I don't like it. $58,000, even with $6,000 off. Go buy a Lexus. Go buy a BMW. I love the Signia. I don't like the Crown. Now, if you're buying a Mirai, the deals are explosive. And I know we're talking a lot about everything that's going on politically, but I'm saying this is the one hydrogen thing that if you're trying to get a deal on, this is the way to go. 80% off on a lease isn't, I mean, the sky's the limit. Have I done a Mirai in a while? No, nobody's buying them. There's like 4 in the country that you can buy, and you can probably get them 85% off. This would be what's at the clearance section at the bottom of the Walmart pile, right? We all know, and you got into Walmart, and there's the clearance section, right? And you're walking through the clearance section. There's the bottom, 85, 95%, and nobody's touching it. It's fully stocked. That's the Mirai. Would I recommend it? No, not at all. Like not at all. Exactly. Oh, what? Exactly. We don't know what the Mirai is because nobody bought one. I don't think if you saw one in the public, they're more rare than finding a Ferrari SP3 Daytona. I said what I said. Last but not least, the Toyota Sienna. I got in an argument with a broker the other day because he thought he can get better deals than me, and he's getting MSRP on the Siennas. I'm going to repeat this. Don't pay MSRP for your Sienna. There's going to be dealerships. They're going to tell you they can order you a Sienna. You cannot order a Toyota. If you made it this far, that's your tidbit. If any dealership says, hey, we can just order you one, hang up. You don't have to hang up, but just let them know you can't order. You can't order a Toyota. That's not a thing. So don't order it. Don't put yourself on a list. That's why you see the Reddit post of, I've been waiting 2 years for my Sienna now, and they haven't got one yet. $200 to $3,500 off is what I'm getting on most, or let's just say $1,500. I'll be conservative. $1,500 to $3,500 off every single Sienna on the market. Front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive doesn't matter. Front-wheel drives, you're getting better deals than all-wheel drives. Front-wheel drives will get you that closer to $3,000, $2,000 closer on all-wheel drives. They can determine. This is market dependent. If I am in the Northeast, depending on the city, sometimes I'm paying above MSRP, sometimes I'm $3,000 off. So understand if you're in the Northeast, this car is going to be a roller coaster. Now, is it a fun roller coaster? I don't think so. Buying a car shouldn't be stressful. But I will tell you, I call some dealerships and like, oh yeah, I'll give you $3,000 off, no problem. I'll call another dealership, they're like $5,000 above MSRP. I'm like, you guys are right down there. What the fudge? What is happening? Overall, Woodlands gets you the best deal. Platinums get you the second best deals. XSEs get you the third best deals. Limited gets you the fourth best deals. XLEs, then LEs. That's the discount range. Now, does it mean an LE you can't get a discount on? No. Did I forget anything? I'm seeing if I forgot any. That's everything. And that's it. That's Toyota. That's Toyota in a nutshell. If you like this kind of video and you want to see more in-depth breakdowns of not only brands but deals, but where to find them, I want you to let me know what car you want to see next in the comment section below. What brand do you want me to do? Do you want me to do more series like this, or do you want me to stop yapping and start negotiating? Let me know. Thank you, and see you next time. Bada boom, bada bing. Don't actually answer that question. I know what you guys were going to say, right? I know what you would say. You guys are saying, stop yapping, start negotiating. That's not happening today. Video 1 done. Overall, and you guys, actually, I'm gonna go to the Discord channel. If you guys don't know, we have a new Discord. I'm gonna go into live discussion in my Discord. I want to know you guys' thoughts. Do we like that format? I don't know how long that took. Lisa, do we know how long that took for that video? Obviously, we got to edit it down. They were normally like 6 to 7 minutes. They're a little short. We wanted them to go through. Do we like that kind of market, like in detail? Because I could do this one instead. I have another one that I've been working on. I gotta warm up to it. Let me see what I can do. 1 second. The car market is crashing, yo! I don't know what to do. Nissan is freaking out. They're going out of business. Toyota prices are rising like crazy. Pops, what do you think? Check out my watch. How was that? Was that good? I could do that one. Because that's what gets views. That's what gets views, guys. I will tell you what gets views is, guys, the car market is crashing. Let me tell you that. And there's fire all around me. I'd get billions of views if I just did that. I don't understand your hate for Car Edge. For 4 years, you can't say the market is crashing. You become inaccurate. And I hate that and I call Brandon out on it too. Brandon, car questions answered. He's a good friend of mine. And he's manipulating the market. But I hate that his videos get so many views. But when he says, the market is crashing, everybody's freaking out. He's been doing it for 4 years as well. I know it works, right? I get it. But it's like, it's been 4 years. Like, why is there still a crowd that just wants to see the market crash so bad? They're watching every video 3 days a week. And I get it. Their glasses are like this. And I'm like, back in my day, cars were 72 cents. Thanks for the tips. Can't wait for this market to crash. Didn't do a video. Brandon is a good friend of mine. I love Brandon. Brandon and me are close friends. I'm not mad at him for using the market the way he is, because he's not trying to sell anything. He's just making content and making money off the content. Cool. I think when you're trying to pitch a service and pitch an idea and you're giving actual educational advice, I think it's become a little bit. I don't think Brandon's giving educational advice. He's just pointing at cars and saying this is the price of the cars. While other people are actually telling you when you should buy a car, when you shouldn't buy a car, and that's. Crash today? Yeah. Russ Flip Swips? What about Russ Flip Swips? Russ is a good guy. I like Russ. Russ has given me a lot of advice over the years. Okay, so do we want to see another brand? Is that what we wanted to do? I heard a lot of people say don't stop, won't stop. This is a perfect length. Checklist link is broken. Are you sure? Please hold. I'm going to stop right here because that's important. Like the checklist itself? I don't have access to it on this computer. Let me check my phone. Did I really just fall for that? What's the new Discord? Discord.gg/delivered? Resources. Sorry, somebody stopped me for this one thing because I don't want the checklist. Checklist/checklist. Was this a good ad for it? I don't know, but it's working just fine to me. Look at that checklist. Look how beautiful that checklist is. Somebody was on this, not even kidding. And again, this is free, right? Like somebody emailed me the other day, said they were going to hire me, and they're like, you know what? I use your checklist, and it's the worst sales ability ever because it taught me how to do everything. Honestly, what am I doing with this check? I should take this off. That person was like, I would have hired you, but this made it really easy. Got a Zapier email. It was really free. You just get some emails from me. Honda. You guys want to see Honda? You guys want to see Honda? Mazda 3 over 10% off. 11, 12% off. I would say Mazda 3 is a relatively simple car to negotiate, but you should be able to get 11, 12% off. Okay. Plus rebates. Plus rebates. Yeah, I'd say 12% off is possible on a Mazda 3. Plus rebates. You have to add the rebates. No troll. The email sign up does not go through. Just spins it for. Try a different browser. It's working for me. Just. I will try. Has anybody else tried to sign up for the checklist? I have this email. I'm already signed up for it, so I don't think I can sign up again. Hire me per deal? No, that wouldn't work. Somebody wants to see Oldsmobile? The checklist isn't working for me either. Okay. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Got it the other day. Can I fix this with 2 clicks? 1 second, guys. I'm gonna try to fix. Can I fix this? 1 second, everybody chill. Now, of course, it gets hot in here. Okay. Sending a message out. 1 second. Let's see if that goes through. All right, I'm going to keep answering questions, but I think we're going to do Honda next. Hopefully I didn't crash or anything weird. I have no idea. Boom, 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 boom. We're going to see. We're going to try to reload that page and see if that works. Okay. Okay, cool. Boo. How do I join your Discord? Okay, we're trying to see if that'll work. I'll check on it in a minute. Okay, so we're going to do Honda. We're going to do Honda Bonda. Honda Bonda. Thank you for the super supporter. Nightbot. Okay, let's go through the Honda deals. Honda USA. Make sure this go went through. Make sure the message went through. Right, yeah, it's checking it. Cool. Okay. Should get an answer here soon. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Honda. Oh, we gotta do another intro. Here's the thing. I gotta change up the intro because it can't be the same. If it's the same, you guys are gonna be like, Tommy, I hate this. I gotta think of a fun new intro. Content brain is spinning. I got one. You guys ready? Let me guess. You are looking for the best Honda deals nationwide. Some people call me a mind reader, but maybe you just clicked on a video saying the best deals you can get on Honda. I don't know, but guess what? You're in the right place because I'm going to tell you the best deals that you can get on Honda. I'm going to tell you, do I recommend the car? I'm going to tell you what the best deals is. I'm going to tell you where in the country to go. You might say, why should I listen to this guy? I found some other website that gives me invoice minus holdback. It's because I negotiate car deals for a living. I negotiate over 200 car deals on a monthly basis. I have a team of 10 people that research to find this by negotiating real deals for clients, not just data, because data is helpful. But data is only as helpful if you have evidence to back it up. So I'm going to go through the real deals. I'm going to go car by car. Do I recommend the car? Do I not recommend the car? Where to get the deals and what kind of discounts we should get. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. It's pretty good. Pretty good. That was pretty good. Checklist not working, guys. I'm working. Oh, it's a code fix. You later. Wait 1 second. I gotta. No. That's not true. It's not double opt-in. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Okay. They said it works now. By that, I don't know, but I don't have time to double check. I've lost chat. I'm on the wrong thing. Okay. I've lost Discord. I've lost everything. What am I doing? Okay. My dad watches you all the time? Oh gosh, that's not good. Let me see if the checklist works now. I don't know what's happening, but I don't have a really good fix. It is not working. If everybody just pauses, I don't want to. I can't do this live. I will fix it later. I don't have an answer right now, but I'm the one that fixes it. I gotta fix it. So. You guys ready to go through these deals? First off, do we want to go SUVs? Do we want to go through cars? Or do we want to go through minivan trucks? Where do we want to start this adventure? Cars? SUVs? Or minivan trucks? I guess the checklist doesn't work because so many people downloaded it. But if you just do the let us handle things, then we'll handle it. No worries. Okay, looks like SUVs is the winner. So let's go through the Honda SUVs. Do I recommend it? Do I not recommend it? First off, we're going to start off with the cutest, the smallest, the best one. Just kidding. The Honda HR-V. Do I recommend this? Yeah, I think it's a good I think it's a good SUV. It's solid. Deals, this car's a little bit funky because there are certain dealerships that want to do deals in this car. There are certain markets where this car is absolutely insane. In Texas, this car can be a little bit weird. If you are in the South, this car can be a little bit weird. Now, if you are in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, you can get back to 7 to 10% off is what I should expect on this car. When I tell you percentages, I'm telling you percentages off MSRP with no dealer ads. So if you are on from South Carolina to Virginia, that's a sweet spot for deals, right? If I'm a weatherman, right, and there's a weatherman here, the sweet spot is right there. Now, if you go up to the Northeast, you might be able to get $1,000 to $1,500 off. If you're in Tennessee, first off, you're the only 10 I see. But understand, they're going to look at you when you're crazy when you ask them for more than $1,200 off. They're going to look at you and say, "What are you? Are you crazy?" 7 to 10% off. You can get that in California all day. You can get that in the Pacific Northwest all day. You can get that in Texas, like closer to 6 to 7%. But I would be going for up to 10% off that HR-V. Now, if you're looking for the CR-V, it does not matter if it's gas or hybrid, 7 to 10% off nationwide. If you are buying a CR-V and you are not getting 7 to 10% off, then you are overspending. I said what I said. 7% is the bare minimum. 10% is if you're an overachiever and you are trying to just get the best darn deals possible. Honda Pilot. This car, redesigned. Personally. Oh, wait, sorry. Do I recommend the CRV? Sure. I just think, here's my honest advice with Honda right now. Do you want a SUV that's going to get you to point A to point B? Sure. Do you not want a Toyota? Buy a Honda. But I do think Toyota is the better option out of the two. It's more reliable, better resale, better tech. I don't know what Honda excels at. There is one thing which I'll get into, which is their all-wheel drive system. I do think their SH all-wheel drive system is better than anything that Toyota's putting on the ground. But for all-wheel drive systems, not 4x4s. But that's it. If you're looking for a Honda Pilot, they fully redesigned this car and it still looks boring. But 7 to 11% off is what I'm getting on the cars. The lower the trim, closer to 7%. The higher the trim, closer to 11%. This is not market dependent. This is not region dependent. You can get this deal in Pennsylvania, Utah, New York, Florida, Connecticut, Washington. Doesn't matter. Now, if you're looking for the Passport, though, $4,000 to $6,000 off nationwide. I do recommend the Passport. I like them. I think they're cool. I still think the 4Runner is better, but I understand why somebody would pick a Passport over a 4Runner. I think it comes down to personal preference there. If you're just using it for normal SUV life, Passport's not a bad option. $4,000 to $6,000 off MSRP is what I would expect off on that car. If you're buying a Prologue, don't recommend the Prologue. They made really good lease deals where you could lease them for like $200 a month. I haven't seen any of those lease deals. That's the only time I'd get this car. I think it's bad any other way. Would not recommend it. Would not recommend it to a friend. Would not honestly recommend it to my worst enemy. I think the Prologue's lame. I just think it's lame. Like, is there anything that it does that I'm like, this is awesome? No. Don't buy a Prologue. But now we get into the cars. First off, I'm going to surprise you. There is only one Honda car that I do not recommend. I think what Honda does better in cars than Toyota is very similar to BMW's advantage to Mercedes-Benz. And what I mean by that is I think that BMW is the sportier brand. Mercedes-Benz is the more luxury brand. I do think the riding experience and the sportiness of Honda outbeats anything you're buying for Toyota. I do. I think Honda has owned that we're Japanese and we're sporty. And every single example of that is better than Toyota. The Type R is better than the GR. I just think even just a Civic Hybrid is going to be better driving experience than a Corolla, and the Accord is going to be better driving. Actually, the Accord I could be up in the air on. The Camry is a really good driving experience. But if you're looking for a more sporty car, then Honda is probably the better way to go. But if you're looking for better reliability, Toyota is the way to go. Not that either one is super fun to drive. Like I say Mazda, if you buy a Mazda 3, it's going to blow both these guys out of the water, right? Go buy a Mazda 3. Civic Sedan, 7 to 10% off MSRP. I recommend it. The Hybrid, 6 to 9%. Yep, I said it, 6 to 9%. Sorry, Civic Hatch, not Civic Hybrid. Civic Hatch, 6 to 9%. The hatchbacks are a little bit harder to get, slightly higher MSRPs. Overall, do I think it's worth it? I like Hatch. I think hatches are more useful, but it comes down to personal preference. The discount range, I wouldn't buy the hatchback or the sedan because one gets a bigger discount than the other. If you're buying an Accord, this one's weird because there are certain parts of the market. I'm looking at Arizona that this car can be weird. Also, Arizona is a great place to buy. Arizona, Nevada, California, Honda heaven, in my opinion. There's some great deals to be had on that side of the country if you're willing to look. Now, West Coast as a whole, I think, can be good, but some dealerships also look at you like you're crazy. I will. There's very few times I call out an entire market, but I'm going to call out a market. Because you want to play games, I'll play games right back. If you are in LA, Los Angeles, California, don't buy a Honda. Go anywhere else. The dealerships try to abuse. They try to take advantage. Just not worth it. They're not super transparent. Yeah, I'm calling out an entire market. I just did that. I wouldn't recommend. I've dealt with most of the Honda. Are there some probably good dealerships that sell some good cars? Probably, but there's a lot of bad ones. I would say it's 80% bad, 20% good. 90% bad, 10% good. Arizona is very similar where the deals can be really bad, but they can also be very good. With Arizona, I can get some crazy deals, but I can also get some really bad deals. Civic Si. Civic Si, it's a fun car. I do not recommend this over a Type R. I know it's crazy. The deals just aren't there. 500 to $2,000 off. I understand the price difference is so dramatic. Some people do compare the two, but I don't think the Civic Si is giving you the same experience as a Type R, but I understand that not everyone wants to spend the price difference. But if you're like, hey, I want a Type R or a Civic Si, and you have the budget for both, just buy the Type R. If you don't have the budget for the Type R, just buy an Si. Does that make sense? Overall, Si 500 to $2,000 off, and in Florida, this is a really tough car. You $500 off, and you did a great job. Most of the places in the country you can get up to $2,000 off. Ohio, Illinois can be a good market for this vehicle. Surprisingly, boom. I'm gonna save the Prelude for just a second. I'm gonna go Civic Type R. The Civic Type R, I'm gonna be super transparent. There's gonna be dealerships out here that tell you this is the hottest car in the world. We only get one of these a year. No, you don't. And if you do only get one a year, you're a really small dealership. There's been like 49,000 Type R's sold. This is not a rare car. This is not a car that you should be paying above MSRP on. If you are in Los Angeles trying to buy this car, you are not going to find it. This is the reason why I don't like the market in LA, because there's gonna be LA dealerships that are gonna be like, we do good deals on everything but the Type R. Just do good deals on the Type R then. Do good deals on the Type R, right? It's not that hard. You give MSRP. MSRP is a good deal. I've found the best deal that I've found in the market has been like $500 off a Type R. I think if you got MSRP, you got a good deal, no dealer ads. Where is that market? It isn't. There's no particular market. You're probably not going to find it on the West Coast. You're going to have to call around a lot of dealerships, and there's going to be a dealership that is willing to give you it for Type R. You just have to find it. I found one in LA. It took 30 calls. That dealership probably wouldn't do an MSRP deal anymore. It just happened to work. Now the Honda Prelude. First off, if you are not in the comment section right now saying Honda Prelude, who's buying that? Then what are you doing? If you're genuinely here saying, I really want to know what a good deal on a Prelude, it's okay. I want you to reach out to me. I more than want to talk to you. If you need a friend, you're making bad decisions in life. And that's okay, right? I've made bad decisions in life. You're making a bad decision in life. This car makes no sense. I don't know who's buying this car. There are dealerships. I saw a TikTok today of a dealership charging $10,000 because they only get one. This is the problem with a lot of dealerships. Because they only get one, nobody's going to buy your car. You're going to be giving that car away for so much money. I'm sorry. And if you really want a Prelude, pay me $1,000 so I can make some content out of it, because I would love to make a video on a Prelude. I would love it. I would love it, but I have yet to have anybody hire me on a Prelude because nobody's buying this car. Nobody. Go buy anything else. Go buy a Type R. You're going to spend $3,000 more and get a 10 times better car. Jeez Louise, who's buying a Prelude? This is it's the biggest waste of them. Go buy a Civic Hatch. What kind of deal you can get? You shouldn't buy it. So because of that, I'm going to do the first thing I've ever done in this series. I'm not going to give you a deal. It's $0. Actually, if you could get one for $31,000, it's a good deal. $32,000. That's 10, 11, 12. I'll set the market for it. $12,000. It's a fair price there. You want to go there? Honda, I'll tell you what the market is. $12,000 off. I'll recommend it when they're $32,000. Only people buying Prelude are people who bought the OG. I don't think they are buying it either. I think they looked at it and said, this thing has no more horsepower than it did in the 80s and 90s. I'm confused. Legitimately, I don't think the horsepower went up in 30 years. I would love to see what the Prelude numbers are. I actually don't know the numbers, but it would be. I'm surprised how close it probably is. And that's the cars. You are tripping, sir. The Prelude was actually fast. Guys, I want you guys all to reach out to Kimbo. I want you to make sure they're okay. Kimbo hasn't driven a lot of cars in life. Either Kimbo works for Honda and like is the lead designer of Prelude, or they just haven't driven any other. Like, go drive a Mazda 3. I want everybody to be a friend for Kimbo. Like, just reach out. Let you know you're there. Let's go through. Honda Odyssey, one of my favorite minivans in the market. I'm telling you, I like the Odyssey. I'm a fan of the Odyssey, and I'm only a fan of the Odyssey if you're looking for a minivan to do minivan things. If you're like, hey, I don't care about resale, I don't care about flash, I'm buying a minivan so I can put my kids in it, and I don't really care about anything else. You can get 8 to 11% off a Honda Odyssey. The incentives are pretty good. And it does minivan things better than any other minivan. Does it hold its value as well as the Sienna? Nope. Does it have as good a technology as the Carnival? Nope. Is it more reliable than a Pacifica? Absolutely. What is it? The minivan does minivan things. If you're looking for a good deal on a minivan and you're looking for just a minivan that does minivan things, Odyssey's the way to go. 7 to 11% off. Ridgeline, 4 to 5,000, 4,000 to $5,500 off on both, basically all of them. Do I recommend it? No, I don't. I think the Ridgeline is one of the worst small trucks on the market. And that's it. That's all the Hondas. I went through every make, model, told you about the regions. If you like this kind of video, I want you to let me know in the comment section. If you want to know another brand, you're like, Tommy, I need to know about this brand. Do you want to see every single brand in one video? I make it a 2-hour video. I don't care. I want to know your feedback because this is a new series. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Can we just talk about like One Take Tommy? Can we just talk about One Take Tommy? Let's go! I'm pretty darn good at this. I'm kind of a YouTuber now. I don't even know how we're doing that. Are we enjoying this? Is this fun? I understand this isn't negotiation, right? I understand. It's not negotiation. But we're going to do more negotiation. Tomorrow is all negotiation day. It is negotiation tomorrow. I like your cup holder. This is what we call a drink. Wait. Oh, I got to do this. Hey guys, if you guys don't know who I am, my name's Tommy. I negotiate car deals for a living. My goal is to save you time, energy, and anxiety. Now you notice I didn't say money because it's a byproduct. I charge a flat fee of $1,000. I handle everything for you. The price of the car, the trade, the add-ons, the accessories. I make it the world's best buying experience. I have a team of 10 people, all dedicated to making sure you have a world-class ownership experience. Now, I'm going to go back to the money piece because a lot of people say, Tommy, can you save me money? Do you have a money-back guarantee? I don't advertise this money-saving service because I'm going to tell you what everybody else is afraid to tell you. You can do this on your own. You don't need to hire me. There is so much free information on the internet on how to buy a car. This is not rocket science. I am not building you a MacBook Pro. I am not writing a thesis on how to build something. It's calling a lot of dealerships. It takes, the average consumer spends about 14 to 18 hours buying a car. It's a time-consuming process, and I'm very good at what I do. People go out to eat because they don't want to cook at home, but guess what? You know how to make ramen, don't you? You know how to make chicken and season it, call it a day, but sometimes you want a chef to take care of it. Because not only do you not want to cook out, but the chef, pretty darn good at what they do. If you want to learn more, I answer every single email. Link is in my profile page, but I charge a flat fee of $1,000. Sign up. That is what we're here for. We do 200 deals on a monthly basis. Bada boom, bada bing. How are we feeling? I understand negotiations are better. Loving this. Can we do Kia next for Mr. One Take? Ooh, Kia's not bad. We can do Kia. Boom. You're good at what you do. Thank you. I appreciate it. I worked really hard at this. Nah, Mazda. Ooh, we got Mazda in the building. We got Kia, we got Mazda. I'm not sharing my screen because I think it's better for the quality of the video, right? Alyssa is what I was learning. If I do the full screen, it's better for the video. Alyssa, how are we looking? Guys, I'm trying to do the checklist thing. I know it's broken. I'm working on it really hard. I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to figure it out. Actually, is the Instagram loop working? There's somebody that I'm going to call out. No Filter Vega or Derek Zimmers or Ben. These are just the Instagram. These are your Instagram handles. I'm using your Instagram. Has anybody actually got the link from my Instagram? That might work. I didn't think that one through. Can somebody say that they signed up via my Instagram and got it? Can somebody sign up via my Instagram real quick? What's lacking for you to increase $200 deals per month to 400? Great question. Production. We can't put that many deals out. We're working on that. My brother and his entire team is in there trying to help with the production side to get that up so we can do that. But we think we'll be at 300 to 400 deals by summer. It's not due to lack of demand. Yes, the Ravens. Are you still hiring? Yes, we're hiring. Kia. Okay, you guys want to see Kia? Would you buy a Kia? What? My keyboard's not working. That was weird. Do you ever know what kind of month deals will be with dealers? No. I got to think of a third intro. Hey, Lissa, we also need to make sure these, because this information does fade quickly. Lissa, I need these like accelerated to the front of the guideline, right? I need these to be accelerated. I don't want to put them all out in 1 week, but we have to basically get these up. Okay, the instant link's not working. Okay, we got to figure it out. I'm doing my best. How's your wedding planning going? Non-existent. We bought a house instead. Thank you for letting me know Instagram's not working, but thank you guys for following my Instagram. Oh, also, if you guys like Spotify and like listening, we're trying to get to 1,000 followers on Spotify. It's kind of crazy. We have every other platform. You know how hard it is to get Spotify followers? I'm just telling you. This is like, it's been the weirdest platform for us to use. We're getting a lot of listens. We just don't got a lot of follows. So if you're like, hey, like I give a man a bone, go follow my Spotify. It literally is long form content, but you can listen to it, enjoy it. We throw some throwbacks on there. You can just type in delivered Spotify. It should pop up somewhere. I am on Apple Music too, or Apple Podcast. If you're like, I'm an Apple Podcast guy. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, Alyssa knows the game. She's here. I definitely want a series where every month I love this series, but it has to do well, right? One thing that we have to do, like we have a great YouTube video. This is one of the best YouTube videos we had in a while. It's over 50,000 views in the first 24 hours. That's amazing. But we need to like, if the video gets 4,000 views, then we don't want to keep putting time and energy and our editors into it. We want to get videos that get views. So if you watch it, even if you're not in the brand, it helps. Just put it on in the background and put another video on, and then like and follow it at the end. Okay, we're going to do Kia. Okay, I got to think of an intro, guys. I got to think of an intro. I'm a one-take Tommy. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for being here, Mike. Tommy, nice mustache. Yeah, I didn't shave today. Who told you to not look at the camera? My photographer. Hi, Discord. Hi. How's the M5? I haven't driven it in like 8 months. I play your videos at my salon. That is insane. If you actually did that, legit would be awesome. I did have somebody that played it in a bar, and then they just kept playing, and now it's like on their bar every day. So I get pictures every once in a while, like, hey, I love your new video, and they're literally just in a bar. They just play it. Okay, we're gonna do Kia, then we're gonna do Mazda. Boom. Okay, let me think. Are you trying to buy a car that breaks down and catches on fire? You should buy a Kia. I'm just kidding. That's not the actual intro. Unless I'm just that didn't count. That didn't count as the take. That didn't take. But I am gonna do something funny like that because I am. Let me guess. All your friends said that you shouldn't buy a Kia, but you're looking at them saying, darn, those look nice. Should I buy a Kia? So you went down the YouTube rabbit hole, and now you're here, looking at what kind of deals you should get on a Kia. Well, you're in the right place. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about buying a Kia. Is there a good deal? Should you buy the car? Should you not buy a good car? And where the best places in the market are. Is your car going to catch on fire? Probably not. But there's a possibility. I'm just kidding. Kias are doing just fine. Are they as reliable as Toyota? Nah, but they are a good car to go through. So let's go through all the deals, where you should buy them, and do I recommend them or not here on the Delivered channel. I think that was good, right? That was fun. That was good. Bada boom, bada bing. 10 out of 10. That was great. Denver's mom said it was great. First off, I want to touch on Kia because I want to make sure we're clear, because a lot of people make jokes, me included, about buying to a Kia and reliability. And you're really questioning yourself, is this a good car? Should I invest in this car? I'm going to tell you the truth and why Kia gets a bad reputation so you will understand if this is the right brand for you. First off, Kia is a Korean brand, which is not a Japanese brand, and has suffered in reliability over the last 10 to 12 years. But their design language changed. Back in 2013, they hired the lead designer of Audi. And when they did that, they went from a car that looked like an economy car that nobody would drive to something that looks sick. But never once has Kia ever said they're the most reliable car in the market. That has never been their niche. Since 2013, they want a cool, hip car that has great technology, great services, and is more reliable than the general car. The problem that has, and why people don't trust this brand, is yes, they've had some serious issues. There's been the Kia Boys theft issues. There's Kia Tellurides that catch on fire. There's lots of things that you can question with Kia. There's engines that just blew up. But overall, people try to compare this car to a Toyota and Honda in reliability, and it's not. The best way to describe a Kia, if this car makes sense for you, if you're the type of person that says, I like technology, I don't care too much about the reliability. It's important, but it's not as important. I would rather have something that's tech, that looks cool, that's fun to drive, but I don't want to buy a Mercedes-Benz. That's too expensive. It's too expensive to buy a BMW. Kia is your wheelhouse. I always say it's as reliable as a Mercedes-Benz, and a Mercedes-Benz isn't bad, but it's not a Toyota or a Honda. Does that make sense to you? Let's get into the deals. First off, if you're trying to buy a Kia Soul, do I recommend it? No, they're discontinuing the car. They're almost gone. You can get great deals on them, but unless you're a hamster, I just don't understand the market on them. Can you get 3,000 plus off plus rebates? Sure. But are you a hamster? Really great deals in Florida on this car. Really great deals around the country, but there's not many of them. They're not doing many of them, right? They're a goofy car. They're a fun car. And if you're a hamster, you'll love it. Okay. Next, we are going into the Kia Seltos. The Kia Seltos, what you're going to notice from Kia right off the bat is there's going to be very broad ranges, because depending on where you're at the country, this car is going to be hard. I'm going to let you know there's going to be two types of dealerships that have never been truer when it comes down to the Kia world. There are volume dealerships, and there are going to be non-volume dealerships. Volume dealerships are willing to lose money on these cars. Other dealerships are not. You're going to see some dealerships that give you a $700 discount and says, that's invoice, that's the best we got. There's other dealerships that are going to be, I'm going to give you $3,000 off. Sometimes it's in the same market. So understand that this is going to be the one brand where the market isn't going to be as relevant. There are going to be certain cars, like the Telluride, for example, where the market is going to be super, super important to get a really good deal. But a lot of these cars, like the Celtos, $1 to $3 grand off. It's a broad range. Sometimes you have to call 20 different dealerships in one city, like Miami, to find that $3 grand off, but it's possible to find. Some dealerships are going to give you $700 off and say you're a good deal. On a Celtos, I wouldn't take any less than $1,000. Wouldn't take any, you're probably not going to get any more than $3 grand. Every deal that I'm giving you is going to be discount plus rebates. If there's any rebates, you qualify above and beyond that. The Kia Sportage, I actually like this car. I think it's a fun car. I think it's a good car. I think it's a good tech car. I think it's, is it as reliable as a Honda, Toyota? As I said, no. You like it though. General discounts on this car is 6 to 9% off MSRP plus rebates. If you're able to find the last year's model, crazier deals than this year's model. Who would have thunk it? 6 to 9% is what I get off plus rebates on that car. General rule of thumb for discount regions, I will say the Northeast, this car is a little bit more obtainable. In Florida is a weird market for Kia. Some dealerships just think they're insane. They think the deals are insane. I will also say the West Coast is really a tough market for Kia. And West Coast really all the way almost out to Texas. Colorado is a weird car market. There's basically half the country is a weird market on this car. If we're looking for a Sorento, the deals start to get better. 7 to 10% off is what I get off MSRP, basically on every single example. 7% on the lower trims, 10% on the higher trims. You're going to notice that a lot with Korean brands. The higher trims have much higher percentage markup than the lower trims. You might only get 6% in some markets, and that may be considered good on the West Coast. If you are looking for the Kia Carnival, first off, I think this is a good minivan if you like technology, right? If you're like, hey, I don't want a minivan because I don't want to be one of those parents. First off, preach, because I don't know if I can drive a minivan. So I feel you. And the Carnival is not a minivan. It's a multi-purpose vehicle. Doesn't that sound cool? Doesn't sound hip, because that's what Kia thought it would. In reality, it's just a minivan. But it doesn't look like a minivan, but it does look like a minivan, but it isn't it's a minivan. I recommend it though. It's great technology. 2 to 4 grand off plus MSR plus rebates is where you're going to get on that car. Gas, hybrid, doesn't matter. Hybrids are going to be a little bit pickier. Again, you're going to see Florida quite a bit as a market that I do not recommend on this car. It is a tough market, high dock fees, high fees. Dealerships aren't want to give there. Are there deals in Florida? If you look, sure, it's just going to be very hostile. There's going to be dealerships that are going to smack you upside the head. Should I skip the Telluride? Should I skip the Telluride because that's what everybody's here for? Should I skip the Telluride or should I just get right into it? Oh my God, they have so many hybrids. I didn't realize how many hybrids. Niro, do I recommend the Niro? There's like no markup in this car. $700 to $2,300 off. MSRP is considered a good deal on the Kia hybrid electric cars. Boom. Did it. We'll save the Telluride till the end. We're going to save the... If you're watching this video, wonder where the Telluride is, guess what? I'm going to make you wait till the end because the retention helps me. You watching the entire video. Now, there's going to be a spot, like, you could probably click, like, right around, like, here, and, like, you could just skip it. But do you care about me? Do you care about these videos? You'll keep watching if you do. Otherwise, you can just skip to right here to get to the Telluride. But you've watched this far. I appreciate it. If you could just watch a little bit more, come on. Going into the EVs. So, first off, I do not recommend any plug-in hybrids. I do not recommend any plug-in hybrids for Kias. I don't. Do I recommend their hybrids? Sure. I think they're fine. Do I recommend any of their plug-in hybrids? No. I do not personally recommend any of their plug-in hybrids. I think the reliability just becomes to a point where it's just not worth it. I said what I said. EV6 is a good lease car. You can get 10% off these plus some EV9s. I actually like the EV9. I think the EV9 saves a very unique case because it is one of the only third row, really bigger SUVs that are electric. There's more and more coming, but if you've driven an EV9, you get it, right? Are they reliable? No, basically no EV is. But they do their job very well. The technology is great in them. I love the driving experience. The deals you can get are pretty incredible. Now, if you're in the Northeast, this car is tough. If you're in New York, they're gonna look at you and be like, "This is the hottest car since a Ferrari." It's not that special. Go find it somewhere else. You'll find deals. I've seen $3,000 to $6,000 off these cars plus rebates, but you have to know where to look. Some dealerships will give you $1,000 off and say it's a great deal. You've got to know where to look. You've got to open up your radius and open up your color options. It's crazy because it's an EV, but some dealerships think you're crazy. Kia K4, Kia K5, 2 to 4 grand off depending on the trim, 2 grand on the smaller trims, 4 grand on the higher trims. Texas is a weird market for Kia as a whole. I'm going to talk about Texas. I think you can get really, really good deals in Texas on Kias and Hyundais. Maybe we'll make a whole video. Maybe we'll do Hyundais in this video, so it can just be Kia and Hyundais, because this will be a shorter video because there's not as many. Maybe that's what we'll do. But I will tell you 2 to 4 grand off. But if you're in Texas, dealerships are going to be above MSRP. They're going to charge a markup. They're going to do all these crazy things. If you're willing to get down and dirty, and not like you think, you can get some great deals in Texas. But you got to get in the fight. You got to call the dealerships, and it's going to take a few days. You're going to call them. They're going to be like, we're 5K above sticker. Boom. Call you. We're 4K above sticker. Boom. 3K above sticker. Boom. You just keep waiting. You're going to call them. But the second you can get the floodgates open, I'm telling you, it's one of the most competitive markets in the world. Now, that's basically all of them. There's really not that many. Now for the time you've been waiting for. The 2027 Kia Telluride. First off, you're going to be like, Tommy, where's the 2026? They skipped it. You want to know why? Nobody knows why. They just did. Like, it's Kia. They do weird things. They made a minivan that's not a minivan. And now you're asking why they skipped a model year? Come on. They're basically Jaguar, you know? Just skip a few model years. Nobody's going to notice. I'm a fan of this car. I will tell you. And that is saying something. I go to many auto shows, and I've looked at many vehicles. And the Kia Telluride, after reviewing it, looking at it, doing all the things with the Kia Telluride, is the first time that I have ever looked at a car. And I do my top 3 series. Top 3 things I love, top 3 things I hate. I've done the series for years. It is the first time that I could not find a third thing I didn't like about this car. I found 2, but I couldn't find a third. And I was nitpicking when I found the third, which is why I said what I said. I think it's a good car. Now, I do think there's certain colors it doesn't look good in. And there's certain colors it looks great in. Do I think it's overpriced? Probably, but I think the market is different. I think the market is going for somebody who's looking for a luxury SUV, but doesn't want to pay luxury prices. When I look at it that way, I don't mind it. I think there's some weird things with the interior, but I think you love or hate it. It's goofy. Kia's always been goofy. So let's get into the deals. First off, if you are on the West Coast, you're probably not finding a deal. $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 above MSRP is what I'm seeing as the norm. Now, I think if you wait a month, 2 months, these deals are going to start falling. But for whatever reason, this deal, now everybody's going to be like, this car is so hot, we don't have any. It's because they haven't shipped any. It's like, hey, we just released the new iPhone today. And everybody's like, where are they all? It's like, we haven't shipped them yet. That's why they're 10K above sticker. If you just wait a week, they're going to come, right? Relax. You'll get one. Gas, hybrid, you can get deals on them. Deals right now, though, are slim. $1,000 to $2,300 off is probably the best deal you're going to get. I will say the market is better on the east half of the country. On the west half of the country, it's like no man's land. If you find a deal, I want to hear it in the comment section because that's insane, right? On the Kia Telluride. But if you're on the east coast of the country, you can find them on MSRP all day. You can find them below MSRP if you're willing to look, but you've got to put the time in. This is not simple. This is a tough one. But overall, I recommend it. Again, it's not the most reliable brand. So should you buy a Kia? You should be buying a Kia. Bum, 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 bum. That's a jingle that was at my local dealership. I mean, if you don't care as much about reliability, which that I know some people are going to hear that statement and say, wait, I'm buying a car. I'm not buying a toy. But there are certain people like me. I don't care as much about reliability. I trade my cars in every 4 to 5 years. I don't put many miles on them. I don't care as much about reliability. I like a car that looks cool. Call me vain. Kia makes a little more sense. Do I drive a Kia? No. I don't want to catch on fire on my driveway. I said what I said. If you want to see another brand like this, let me know in the comment section below. I am also going to let you know for all the reasons above. I am not saying that all Kias catch on fire. Buy a car at your own risk. These are just my opinions, and this is all of my opinions. So please, Kia, if you're watching this video, understand this was my opinion. None of this is fact, and I'm not saying that any of this is going to be there for you to say anything other than that or send me anything scary. Please, Kia, I'm just giving you a review. And I said nice things about your Telluride. Comment what you want to see next. Bada boom, bada bing. That's pretty good. I did Honda already. There's so many people trying to get the checklist. Guys, I'm sorry. I don't know the chips. Oh my. What are the two dislikes? What were the two dislikes? Oh, the two dislikes, the expensive and reliability. Why did he stop doing negotiation streams? I'm like, okay, guys. I want to be super clear. I stream a lot of hours per week. I do my best. But like, I can't just do negotiation streams. I understand, like, for you, right? I'm gonna give you the real decision. I understand for you. You're probably not in the car market right now. You're watching for entertainment, which is fair. I love you. I love you being here. But like, you're more than likely here for entertainment. Like the Lizard Whisper, I think you're here every single day. You're like, I'm really like watching because I'm entertained. Preach. I love it. But I'm telling you, the people that are actually hiring me to buy a car, which is kind of the reason I do this, right? They want this kind of information. So tomorrow is all calls. I'm trying to segment it a little bit better. Tomorrow is all calls. I still do them. I did a 9-hour stream the other day just with calls. But like today is really just a deals day. And you can yell, if anybody wants to yell at anybody, you can yell at Alyssa because she needs more content for YouTube. So because of that, we're making YouTube content while still entertaining you guys and answering your questions. So everybody actually, my producer's awesome. You shouldn't get mad at her because otherwise you guys wouldn't have anything to watch ever. Tommy, why do you try and put dealerships out of business? When did I try to put a dealership out of business? We already did Toyota, we did Honda, we did Kia. Tommy, I'm going to hire you. Hire me right now. I bet you won't. I'm just kidding. You don't have to hire me right now. You don't have to hire me if you don't want to, but this is your team, correct? I don't know. Is it my team? No, this isn't. Well, yeah, this is my team's. Oh, yeah. This is my team. Yeah, we have a new bidding system. Yes, this is you. The upper right left-hand corner that says delivered. That is us. Also, if you're a dealership and you want to do business with us, we are beta testing a really cool program. I'm really excited about it. But if you want to learn more, DM me. DM me on Instagram. Find that. I'll get you the link. But I'm telling you, it's a really, really cool beta. We're only launching to certain brands. It's sick. It's cool. Whole different thing. Get Jay a bio. Jay does need a bio. Actually, text delivered.
Want to say to deliver?
We need to update the website, including Jay getting a thing on the website if he doesn't have one already. Well, I didn't do any of that. So you are saying it's okay to charge dealer adjustment, but never to negotiate a car. If a dealer doesn't want to sell you a car, just move on to the next dealer. Let's talk about that. I like that idea. Let's talk about that. So first off, if a dealership doesn't give you a deal, maybe we'll make this into a TikTok. What do you do when a dealership... This is too take, Tommy. What do you do when a dealership won't give you a deal? You ask for 10% off and they say no. What is the best plan of action? From somebody who negotiates car deals, this is a question I get all the time. Should you keep negotiating with that dealership? Should you hang up and move on? This is one of the most hotly contested conversations I have all the time. So many people watch my negotiations that they tell me, why aren't you just hanging up and moving on to the next dealership? I want to explain the best strategy for you so when you buy your next car, you know what to do. First off, I'm not going to make you wait till the end. The best strategy to do is to stay on the phone. You might say, Tommy, why? They're not moving on the price. You're just wasting your time. You have to understand you haven't worked at a dealership. And one of the things that you have to understand with a dealership is when somebody calls and asks for pricing, you are taken a little less serious than you are when you're in store. And when you ask by that, one of the biggest fears that they have is that you're going to take that pricing and run. So one of the things that you can do to combat that is stay on the phone longer. If you're willing to stay on the phone longer, I'm telling you from time and time again, you are more likely to get through because they realize that you are a serious buyer. You're not yanking their chain. You're not trying to do X and Y and Z. You are just trying to get numbers on a car. And I could tell you, the more and more I fight for a deal with a dealership, I get more deals that way than if I just hung up. Because I promise you, if you hang up, they're never calling you back. Because they didn't take you seriously. You were never going to buy them in the first place. And why would I waste my time? But if you spend 20 minutes trying to convince them to buy a car, they're eventually going to give up and go to their manager. The manager's just going to give you numbers because at that point, they've already put in 20 to 30 minutes in. It's the same as doing anything else. Do I think dealers should give numbers quicker? Absolutely. But I'm sorry. The reality is sometimes you have to put the time in. If you watch these videos, you watch my long form, you'll see the amount of times that a dealership will tell me, no, 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 no. And after about 20 minutes on the phone with them and 3 back and forth conversations, they end up giving me the exact deal I asked for. Giving up is not the answer. The answer is staying on the phone, putting in the reps, and calling it a day. Sometimes it doesn't work out. But I'm telling you, you hanging up the phone has a way lesser chance for you ever getting a deal. You take Tommy. That's why they call me One Take Tommy. It's such a funny thing because when I'm at the auto shows and when I do, you assume there's no real new deals in Tacomas? No, there's literally like crazy deals. Tommy, bro, all EVs unreliable? I'm confused, bud. You have 4 major components. Unlike ICE, no points, no plugins, belts, hosts, crankcase. What am I missing, my friend? There's this giant thing. It's this giant thing. Big. It's called a battery. And let me tell you this, batteries don't last forever. On contrary, they don't have that long of a life. It's not like a battery that'll last 40 years. It's a battery that'll last from 5 to 10 years. And if that battery goes out, it's the cost of the damn car. The chances of your engine going out in 5 to 10 years are pretty slim. The chances of your battery going out are high. Your battery has 200,000 miles. Guess what? Your car is going 80, 70, 60% of its actual length. Does that mean it's unreliable? No, but it's a higher, like once that car gets to 200,000 miles, it's probably not lasting much longer at all. Oh, I was talking about, no, I was not talking about that. ICE. Flat out wrong right now? What are you talking about? Are batteries expensive to replace? Yes or no? I bet this guy just sells EVs. Do you work at EV Auto? Define expensive? More than 50 or 40, what, 30% of the car price? Pretty good. Expensive? EV batteries are extremely, okay, you're just trolling. There are Teslas on the road with 300,000 miles just fine, but it's more rare than a gas car. And battery degradation is a big deal. There's a reason why guys, I'm gonna tell you, there's a reason why EVs devalue like crazy. And it's not because people don't like them. It's because they become very expensive to replace if something goes wrong after 100,000 miles. And here's the beautiful thing, Jordan. You don't have to believe me. Let's look at the market. Do EVs have higher depreciation from new to 100,000 miles? Yes or no? Does a Tesla depreciate from brand new more or less than a Toyota? How dramatic is that curve from brand new? So let's just say 100,000 miles. What car does Tesla from brand new depreciate less than? I'll give you that answer. What car does a Tesla Model 3 depreciate less than? From brand new. Oh, wait. Fine, give me a car. I don't even think a Mitsubishi would win. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not saying don't buy a EV. I think there's EVs that have positives, right? Like, I don't think, but the idea behind it is that you should buy them new, you should lease them, and you understand the turn rate's going to be higher on them. Like, that's okay, right? I like Tesla is one of the best self-driving systems in the market. They're a blast to drive. They're super fun. The technology is great. It's one of the best infotainments in the market. They're super safe. They're heavy. They don't flip. There's so many benefits of them. But like the idea behind them is, yes, they get very expensive. There's a reason why some people are buying Teslas for like next pennies on the dollar. And yes, there is a world the car lasts forever. Sure. But like again, if the conversation was Jordan, all I'm asking you for, again, because depreciation happens because people don't want to buy the used examples because because there's a reason why, right? Whatever that reason why, because that's the market. That's not Tommy's opinion. That's the market speaking, right? If they held their value and were super reliable, people would keep buying them. They'd be good values. The Model 3 is a good value, right? It's one of the top selling cars in the world. All I want to say is there a single gas car that you can think of that depreciates faster than a Tesla from brand new? There's not one. I wouldn't even say a Range Rover. I'm just waiting. I think the only value they lose is people's misinformation on. But Jordan, that is so crazy to say that you have an entire world populace that is all so uneducated, and you're saying that Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, every EV company has not figured out how to educate people? There has not been a campaign for people to be like, oh my God, these cars are so reliable. They're great. What are you talking about? Like, why have they not figured this out if it hasn't been a reliability issue? The idea that you're just saying everybody is so stupid and misinformed. I'm smart. Everybody, it's the market speaks, right? If it was such a good deal, everybody would just buy them. There's a reason why they were flooding the market. But they're not new, Jordan. How long has Tesla been? 2016 is when Tesla had been like quote unquote mainstream. Like this is not like it's new technology. No, this technology's been here for a minute. There's an entire charging infrastructure that's better than almost anything out that Tesla has. Like the idea, this has been like tried and true tested. I would say 2016's new cars, considering Fords have been around, but like EVs haven't been around since 2016. When was the first EV made? What, 20? But sure, Ford has been around for really, let's be real, it's been around for like 120 years if you talk about the Model T. But like the modern US car has been around for like 70 years. The modern EV has been around for maybe 80, 90 years. Let's just say 100 years. I'll give you 100 years. It's not been 200 years. The idea, like, yes, there was cars made in the 1890s, sure. But there's been EVs made for 30, 40 years. Jordan just nailed it right on the point. Sure, let's be real. There's still a lot of unknowns. And that's why they're less reliable. There's lots of unknowns. And people do want to do, and they see the reliability. They see when you drive the car in the winter and you get 60% of the battery range. Concern. That's all I got for you, Jordan. I'm not giving you any more of my attention. But We don't know about the reliability because the car hasn't been around long enough. If I want you to look at the Nissan Leaf. When was the first time the Nissan Leaf was made? What, 2011? That's my butt. It could be 2008. 2008? But I think it's 2011. What's the year? Let me look at that up. First year for the Nissan Leaf. First year for Nissan Leaf. 2011. I was right the first time. 2011. That's 15 years. The Leaf is not any car, and it's nowhere near comparable to a Tesla. Your head is in the sand because you are like, do you work for EV Auto? Like, that's my only guess. And again, I'm not saying Tesla's a bad car. I've thought about buying a Tesla because they're a good deal at a used car for somebody who doesn't drive a lot of miles. I'm like, you know what? I would like the autopilot. But like, dude, to say they're not like they're as reliable as a gas. Like, again, the big issue is the battery. That is the big issue. The big issue is the battery. We're not saying that they need oil changes or the day-to-day. It is the battery. When the battery goes out is real. And the chances your battery going out are higher than a gas car. Every 100,000 miles, you have a way higher chance of your battery going out and needing replaced than you do a gas car in their engine. If every Toyota, that there's a high likelihood that every engine will replace at 100,000. Nobody, Jordan. Okay, this is the last I'm going to bring it up to you. Jordan, listen to me. Listen. Stop typing. I need you to listen. I need you to listen because listening is a skill that we all need to learn in life. Nobody is saying all EVs are breaking. What we are saying is very simple. Statistically, it's more likely for your battery to need replaced at 100,000 miles on an EV than it is your engine replaced at 100,000 miles. If we go to 200,000 miles, it is way more likely you've had a battery replacement than at 200,000 miles on a gas car. The components that could break, like a transmission or an engine, are still cheaper than it would be for the EV. That's it. That is it. Because the higher likelihood of those things happening is why this exists. That is 100%. Yeah, so we're on YouTube, Instagram. Just because there's less part. Okay, Jordan, I'm not giving you any more time. Just because there's less parts, again, Jordan, I don't like. I just think like my recommendation, like genuinely, is just like go to some class where you can learn how to listen. Like learn how to take information, understand it. Nobody is saying that the day-to-day reliability is less. Like if there are more parts that are on a gas car, correct. More could break on a gas car. You could have a sensor break that is not on an EV. The idea that there's just 7 parts is also insane. The amount of technology in EVs is also, it's the most expensive part of cars, and EVs have so much tech. But I digress. The idea is, yes, there are more components on a naturally combusted car than there are a gas car. But those repairs are minor compared to the one major one that can happen with an electric car. That's it. That's it. Yes, you could have a $200 or a $500 or a $600 repair, but there is a looming repair that can happen with EVs that are more likely, and people are willing to do that. That's it. We're done with him. I've given you so much time. You've gotten more time than me. I normally charge $500 an hour. So you've gotten more time than I would give you. And at this point, if you want to keep arguing with me, you can go. There's a $500 consult fee. You can argue with me for an hour on it, and you can pay $500 because I'm not giving you any more time. Bada bing, bada boom. I do love debates. This is why I wanted to be a lawyer in college. I do have some work I have to do today. What's your favorite brand of call? I'm a BMW fan. I don't even know if it's my favorite brand of call, but I do love BMW. Do you think buying specialized vehicles such as anniversary vehicles are worth it? Normally not. You're not getting better resale on an anniversary edition. We're gonna have a whole argument on that too. I think BMW makes a better EV than Tesla. I said what I said. Tesla is the best autopilot though in the system on the market. Their self-driving is next level. Thoughts on Genesis? I don't mind Genesis, but again, reliability is not where it's at. Ford, best deal you've gotten on an IS, like $4 grand. We're not going. You know what this example is. But you know who makes the best EV? Genuinely, in my actually, best is subjective. But my favorite EV, one of my favorite cars in the market, is the Lucid. And I still stand. If Lucid wants to give me a car to review, and knowing that there's going to be no money exchanged, and I really just want to drive your car because I'm a fan. I've been offered. I'll be clear. Lucid has offered me. This is how hard this is. Be transparent. Lucid offered me $8,000 for a 30-second TikTok, and I said no. I don't want any of your money. I just want to review your car, and I don't want any money. Like I don't want to take your money. I just want to drive the car and give you an honest review, and I love it. They were like, no, we'll pay you to do a review, but that's it. So like I can't. But if Lucid wants to give me a car and let me do an honest review on it. If you don't think Lucid is better, it means you haven't sat in a Lucid. You haven't driven a Lucid. Their software is not as good as Tesla's, but the driving experience is so much better. And I will say, the software is pretty good, but when it comes down to a lot, there's a few things that Tesla wins on. Their app, Tesla. I will say the best thing that Tesla has is their app. Their app is game changer. I wish more companies spent time on their apps. And you know why Lucid will probably never give me a car? The Gravity's amazing. The Gravity's all I want. The Gravity, I don't care about anything else. Give me a Gravity, call it a day. The reason why they won't, because I revealed that they would try to pay me $8 grand. I don't take money from manufacturers. I never have. Amazon offer, or I guess it wasn't some big company that's trying to change the way people buy cars offered me like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits to make a 30-second ad on them. I wouldn't do it. Like my integrity is worth more than me. Like I don't want anybody ever questioning, hey Tommy, are you actually giving good advice or are you just getting paid? Porsche's EVs are nice too. I don't do it. I'll do reviews, but I will never take a dime from the dealership. I'll never take a dime from the manufacturer. And I'll never sign anything saying I have to say something. And this is why I don't get press cars. Like people ask me all the time, like, why do you have to go to auto shows? Because I make a top 5 worst auto show cars. And people get so mad at that. You know how many manufacturers will see me coming at an auto show and like try to talk to me so I don't talk about their car? It's crazy. When I went to the Subaru thing, I made a bad video on Subaru. The next year, that person was ready. I went to the Subaru booth. He talked to me, hey, let me tell you all about Subaru. Like he went on like a 2-hour, it wasn't a 2-hour rant. It was like a 30-minute rant. He was a nice guy. But like, I still went out and talked bad about the Subaru. Because the Outback is lame. But I've driven the Lucid Gravity in indoors. I've never driven it outdoors. I went through an indoor track. I've sat in it. I'm nerd out about it. And I don't nerd out about many cars. I'm not going to sell my M5. I love my M5 to death. I don't want a Lucid Gravity. I don't want to own a new Lucid Gravity because I don't need a Lucid Gravity. But also, I don't want to pay 110 grand for a car that's going to depreciate 80% in the first 5 years. Isn't Blue Book made by dealers? Yes. Have you seen the Scouts? I haven't seen a Scout personally in person. But I do think the Scout... Ooh, also, I do want to get like a genuine vibe check. Oh, and I also did an interview today, and somebody said vibes, and I use the word vibes all the time, and I felt old because the way they used vibe, I was like, this is definitely like what a young person would say vibe. As me in my 30s, I felt like unk. I was like, vibes. And like, yeah, they weren't giving the right vibes. And I was like, you just said it differently, even though we're saying the same word. And it was like, I'm old. But vibe check on this exact thing. I want to do, this is passion product. I believe there's not a lot of information and good informational things on the car market. Like one of the YouTube videos that I've been wanting to do for a while, I've done a lot of research, is talking about the direct-to-consumer market and why it should or should not exist in the history of the franchise dealership, right? Like why franchise dealers made sense, why they don't make sense, and really just talking about the history of how we got here. Think about like this informational, I really want to do one of those. Obviously the editing on point, but I know like why Saturn tanked on it, right? That's a really good topic, but talking direct to consumer, talking about non-negotiation. Why did Saturn take? Why would it work now? Why wouldn't it work now? Like a whole deep dive history, like a 30 to 40 minute video on YouTube, like just talking about the history of dealerships, history of buying and is direct to consumer. I want to do that video so bad. And I'm going to be really mad if somebody else takes that video. I'm looking at you. I know who you're looking. So if you see that video comes out, I'm working on it, but I'm just being like, I'm genuinely curious. Why do you hate dealerships so much? I don't hate dealerships. Funny enough, I actually believe that dealerships, like I talk about direct to consumer all the time. My ideal system actually has dealerships. I believe dealerships have a purpose. I'll give you guys my like dream scenario, what I believe makes the most sense. Right now, the reason why dealerships don't work is there's franchise laws. So everybody that has to buy a new car has to go through a dealership. The problem with that, though, is if you've ever owned a business, which a lot of people haven't, so it's hard to give an opinion, but if you've ever owned a business, you learn very early on, you do not want to try to appeal to everybody. When I started Delivered, there's tens, hundreds of millions of people that buy a car. My goal was not to appeal to everybody, right? Because that's really hard to make everybody happy, right? Everybody has different needs, different wants. I want to go through and appeal to my audience. And my audience are people who value the time, energy, and anxiety. They don't want to deal with the hassle. So I have a niche audience, right? I can make those people happy. But the second I get somebody that's only focused on money, they're not as happy with my service. They paid $1,000 and how they say it, they could have done the same thing. That audience doesn't make sense for me. So it's the same thing with dealerships. When you try to get every single American buying a car into the same business model, which for dealerships, they believe buying a car should take time. There should be this back and forth. There should be a professional there. And I think there's a lot of things that have failed in the dealership model, but that's a general rule of thumb. There is going to be, no matter how great, even if you made the dealership experience perfect, there is still going to be a group of people that say, I want to buy a car on my phone. I want to do this. I want to do that. And you can't appeal to everybody, which is why I believe the best model would allow direct to consumer to sell cars. I did not say replace dealerships because I believe there's a need for dealerships. I believe if you allow direct to consumer come in, dealerships now have to earn their purpose. And I believe there is a decent audience that would pay more for a car, pay more for a great experience. They're my clients, right? They pay more for the experience, pay for more for this, pay for a professional that knows their stuff and is going to be honest and goes through the vehicle with them. And there's going to be other people that just want to buy a car on their phone in 2 seconds. And the idea behind it is dealerships want to appeal to everybody, right? Everybody wants the giant net and pull everybody in. But in reality, businesses are more profitable if you know what your audience and your client base is and you go all in, because that client base will pay way more. And that is the problem that dealerships have. They're trying to appeal to everybody. So I think direct to consumer should exist. There is such thing, we talk about it in business all the time. There is such thing as a bad customer. There are bad customers for Delivered. People who value money more than they do their time do not make sense for Delivered. You'll pay $1,000 and you'll be like, I can't believe I could have done this on my own. I would have just spent 12 hours negotiating myself. If that's your mindset, Delivered doesn't make sense, right? And that's okay. Like, I'm not mad at you. It's just, you're not gonna fit for my business. But like a lot of people are like, I don't want to deal with the headache. I don't want to do the back and forth. And that's where my client base makes sense. Dealerships need the same thing. Do you value a professional that's there, somebody that knows their stuff, that's willing to go through the vehicle, go through the back and forth, walk through your options? You pay more for that. Now, the reason why that doesn't work in today's market is because dealerships don't have competition. So that doesn't exist, right? The professional at the dealership is very few and far between. Dealerships have incentive to make money on finance, so marking up rate. There's a lot of negative sides there, which is why that doesn't exist. And because they don't have competition, they can do it, right? There's no, and some people are like, well, there is competition. There's dealership. It's not competition. It's the same model. Everybody does the same thing because they all can. If you allow a direct-to-consumer model to exist, guess what? It forces a middleman to own itself. You know Mises, Ludwig von Mises, great economist, Austrian economist, really talks about a middleman. And he says, for a middleman to exist, He has to earn his place in the market. Middlemen cannot exist unless they earn their place, which is true, but unless they're prompted by a franchise law that makes it impossible to get rid of it. So middlemen exist in a market that makes sense if they add value. If not, they cease to exist. It's why Delivered does so well, because we're in such a crazy world with a market where a middleman is forced to fix a middleman's experience because they don't have an alternative. So this middleman is now fixing a middleman, which all makes sense. Like, it's just a crazy thing. But if dealerships allowed a direct-to-consumer option, they would not exist if they did not earn their place. Boom. And that's it. And you don't have to believe me. It's called economics. Like, that's it. Like, supply and demand. Business does not survive if people don't see the value in the service. It's super simple. Like, that's how economics 101 works. Supply and demand. If you do not add value to the consumer, people don't pay you money. People don't care how much money you make when you're adding value to their life. And if you don't believe me, look at every other business that adds value to people's life. And if you don't believe that dealerships are going to tell you all day, like, direct to consumer doesn't want to sell cars. Well, if you believe that, then get rid of franchise laws. Let's see it. But there's a reason why Scout is being sued after investing $2 billion in a brand and hasn't even sold a car. And literally the entire NADA is suing them. Basically, every Volkswagen dealership in the country is suing them because of franchise laws. Why is Tesla able to sell direct to consumer? There's a lot of different reasons, and this is why, like, I love to go through this. There's a reason why Tesla was able to do it. First off, they didn't have resistance from manufacturers. There was no other Tesla dealers to begin with. Secondly, they had to fight tooth and nail. You want to hear something crazy? You understand that a Tesla, for a long time, and this should change, right? And hopefully it changes soon. But like Tesla, one of the biggest plants in America for building cars is the mega, whatever you call it, the giga plant. They have stupid names. Sorry, they do. In Texas. Not every state can sell Texas. So there are some states where they literally can build the car. You could watch them build the car, and they have to ship the car out of the state, sell it to you, and then deliver it back. Like, that is how crazy some of the things that Tesla has to do in order to sell their vehicles. Like, they have been fighting tooth and nail to be able to do this, and they have bypassed all the laws, and Tesla has enough money to do it. The Gigafactory, whatever. That's insane. They have to ship their car and then bring it back. Like, insanity. But like, that's the level. They had to fight Michigan tooth and nail to be able to sell the vehicle. Like, they have fought tooth and nail to get in all 50 states. And again, they have loopholes in certain states. There's a reason why, like, for example, when I bought my Tesla Cybertruck, I only owned it for 3 days. I know people were like, oh my God, I bought it and I flipped it, right? Okay, cool. I bought a Cybertruck. I took somebody's reservation. I bought it, flipped it. I made zero money on it, but I made some good content. I made $0 on that transaction. I sold it to George Saliba. There's a negotiation on that on live. But like, when I lived in Florida, bought the car in Florida, and then moved to North Carolina, I could not buy that car anymore because I didn't live in Florida. Because I moved to North Carolina, I had to go to North Carolina because their laws were different. It's this whole different crazy thing that wouldn't exist elsewhere. It's insane. Yeah. So yeah, Texas was the example I was using, right? So like Texas, it's one of the biggest factories for cars in America. And they can't even sell their cars in their own state. They can build them in this state, but they literally have to ship it out and then bring it back in. Insanity. But guess what? Franchise laws. In every state dictates their own franchise laws. Do you like North Carolina better than Florida? Yes. So because of that, people saw how hard Tesla had to fight. So other brands are terrified to do it. This is why, like, a lot of new brands are not, they're trying, right? They fail because it's so hard to get past this resistance, right? which is why Scout is interesting, right? Because Scout isn't its own company, it's a Volkswagen company. So Volkswagen is making its own brand. Now, the reason why dealerships are terrified by this is if this works and they allow it, which is why they're suing like crazy, is now all you have to do is change your name and you can sell anywhere. So like Ford could be Forb with a B, and they can have a DTC division, and that's it. And boom, problem solved. But so like you can just change your name, sell the same product, call it a day. So that's why they're fighting Scout so hard and why they're getting sued up the wazoo. And it's going to be a very interesting lawsuit. Now, I believe Scout's going to lose. I believe that we are in for a treat when it comes down to direct to consumer. One of the reasons why I fight so hard for it. Like a lot of people don't understand, like if direct to consumer happens, delivered probably goes under, right? It's solved. I'm fixing the need for the direct to consumer market. Also, last thing I'll say on this, and then I'll jump on it. The idea of your dealership, and you're going to look at this and be like, Tommy, if you just paid MSRP, it would be like direct to consumer. No, it wouldn't. I hate this argument. It's one of the worst arguments ever exist. First off, I can go to 5 different dealerships, agree to pay their price, and pay 5 different prices. I could just walk into that dealership and say, I agree to pay whatever price you say. And 5 different dealerships could have 5 different prices. That's not direct to consumer. Step 1. Step 2, direct to consumer would not be MSRP. I'm telling you, because it's a proven model, it would be a fluid price. The reason why MSRP exists is that manufacturers have to give room to the dealership to profit. They do. Like otherwise the dealership makes no sense. So they have to pay for all the costs for it to get to the dealership. They have to pay for the car to do all of the things it needs to do, get reconned, call it a day, pay for floor plan, pay for advertising, pay for all things. This is expensive. Some people say up to 30 to 40% of the car's cost comes down to dealerships. Now, I don't think it's 30 to 40%, but there's been some reports saying 30 to 40% comes down to just dealerships existing. Now, because of this price would be fluid. It would not be the same price you'd pay at the dealership. It would be less because there's less expenses to get the car there. This stream started off with so much potential. I actually think this has been a really good stream. But if you don't like this kind of stream, Matt, and I get it, like sometimes I'm like, I can't appeal to everybody. I've learned in life you can't appeal to everybody every single time. This is going to be an informational stream. It's cool. I love, like, and this is like where, like, I'll tell you guys, like, genuinely, I love these discussions more than I do negotiating car deals. I like negotiating car deals. That's what I do. I'm fun. I enjoy. But like this is like, you guys can hopefully see the passion, right? I love talking about this. I love talking about the company. I love talking about the future. Like this gets me excited. Like I want to stream again to talk about this next time. And again, this might not get many views. I don't have 10,000 people watching, but I love doing this. Like I love having discussions. If you want to talk about what I do on a Saturday night, I have a old fashioned in my hand, and anybody that will listen to me, I will talk about this. I would talk about the market, talk about this. It's not a conversation though. I mean, it is a conversation. I'm talking to chat. What are your thoughts on dealerships being service only, then direct to sales? I think that's the answer. I really think that the idea that dealerships wouldn't go under, dealerships become service centers. I think most dealership owners, salespeople are terrified of that because their job would be like eliminated in a lot of regard. But like most dealership owners, if I go to an owner and say, hey, I can get rid of, just think about this for a moment. If you're a business owner, I can get rid of your least reliable, least profitable, highest expense part of your business, and you can still profit basically the exact same. How many people are going to be like, oh no, stop me? How many times have you heard from dealerships, there's no money in new cars. We basically lose money on every single one. If that's the case, if I got rid of the part where you lost money on every single car deal just to sell a car, wouldn't you be happy? But the service and dealerships are more expensive. They are more expensive, but you're paying for a rep that is trained on that specific vehicle. So the sales don't profit. Sales does profit. But again, it is the least reliable way for profit. It is going to be the most expensive part. Inventory is crazy to expend. And you could still sell used cars, which are more profitable than new cars. If the profit is the same, then you're just eliminating jobs. It's not about the profit. The idea is does it value the consumer? This is the part that the dealerships don't ask the question. Am I adding value to the consumer? Does the dealership model add value in its current state? If the majority of your consumers say no, you need to change it. And if this was the free market where we allowed the free market to exist, which in the dealership world we don't, it would just cease to exist, right? It's very simple. If I do not add value to the consumer, people don't use me. The problem with dealerships is you're forced to use them. So we can't see that in the market. So if you believe dealerships should exist, just get rid of franchise laws. If consumers then go to direct to consumer and it's horrible, guess what? Everybody will go to dealerships. Everybody was so happy dealership exists, but they know that's not going to happen. Boom. I feel like now it doesn't matter what value a dealership brings unless they bring the best price. Yeah, I mean, that's what the world has gone to because nobody values the dealership experience. And again, I think there is value to dealerships, but I think today, in today's world, they don't add a lot of value because there's no competition. They're not forced to add value, right? Like for me, here delivered, right? Let's be real. I charge $1,000. That is not a lot. That is a lot of money to a lot of people. You know, the amount of people that come there and say, this guy charges $1,000. What you could do for $4? You could do this for free. Like I have to show you so much value, otherwise you don't hire me. Right? That's as simple as that. I have to go through it to advertise, show you what I do, show you the value, show you the benefit, do everything I do. I show value, otherwise you don't hire me. That is how most businesses have to interact. You have car dealerships that go out there and say, if you don't like me, don't buy a new car. That's insane. I couldn't imagine if I just went to everybody and said, you have to use me. It's the only way to buy a car. If you don't use me, guess what? Marco says STFU for what? Being real? By saying that dealerships need to focus on the client experience? Like I just don't think, I think it's just like such crazy that people argue this point, right? Like this is what I love when dealerships are like so, there are some people that are like so hating of Tommy. They're like, I believe customers should have a good experience. I hate you, Tommy. You're so dumb. You don't know anything about business. Like what? Like customers should have a good, like, can we all just agree that customers should have a good experience? Like that's not a crazy concept. I think like every business ever should be like, yeah, we agree. Thoughts on BYD? Yeah, I haven't. I need to do a little bit more reading on what they're actually able to do. I've read some of the basic articles, but I haven't dug in deep on what they're going to actually be able to do. I've heard it's just been negotiations, but if they've officially got in, I don't know enough to be able to tell you. Sorry. I agree with you, Tommy. Thank you, Daniela. Sorry, Daniela. Not sure if you've seen the car girly. I literally want to fight her. I don't know who the car girl. Like if you're talking about CJ, I like CJ. I think CJ gives good advice. I think she's funny. She made a really good hook the other day. I was laughing. Saw another car creator ask what a fair amount of profit is. What do you think? I don't care. Like I'm like very transparently, as a consumer, I don't run a dealership. It's not my place to say what a fair profit is because I'm not running the business. It depends on what makes sense. For example, Costco believes that they should make no money on their Costco chicken. Sometimes some people would argue they lose money on Costco chicken. Is this because should I be like, no, they deserve to make $2 per? No, they have a reason why. They've done market research. People go there for the chicken, they buy other things. For a dealership, it's the same reason. The reason why they lose money on new cars is because service is more profitable and getting you into profit makes sense. So they're willing to lose X amount per car, and every dealership is different. It's not my job to say what a dealership's fair profit is. The only people who think this way are just salespeople. That's the only part of the business they focus on. Do I believe salespeople should be paid more? Absolutely. I believe selling cars should be a six-figure job from a dealership making hundreds of millions of dollars, which a lot of dealerships are. They're making tens of millions of dollars. Yes, the people that are advertising and talking about your product should make 100 grand, 100%, at the very least. Six figures if you're making that your profit. Delivered's going to get to the day where everybody here, the bare minimum they all make is six figures. Sucks as a startup. You have to go there. We're at 72 grand. We're doing more. We're trying to get everybody higher. We're working on it. But I promise you, the second we'll be there. Oh, that's the lowest number we pay is 72 grand. We have it doesn't matter if you get hired as a janitor, you'll get paid 72. It's the lowest money you can make. And our team knows that. We're all work on that. We do give raises where needed. We have actually $30,000+ in raises. We gave bonuses out where they need to. I believe every salesperson should be at a 6-figure job. They just need to earn that value, and right now they're not earning the value. Okay, Brian Duncan, what are you saying? Yes, if you guys don't know, Dakota doesn't work here anymore. Again, I don't talk about people about why people left. I'm not gonna talk what happened. It's not like my business, right? I don't like you keep spamming it over and over. I wish people the best. I give them we offered a referral if you ever needed one, if you needed help, anything. He knows my number. He can call or text me anytime. Like you keep spamming it. It's weird. What is the current lead time? About 7 to 10 days. Yeah, but you've been like spamming it the whole time, Brian. You're gonna get annoying with it. Like you've been spamming Dakota's name. Like it's just one of my employees. Or was one of my employees. We tell all of our employees very, very simply, and sometimes they use it, sometimes they don't. My goal is to train you so well and give you the skill set so you can get a job like that. Every person is going to headhunt for you, because that's how valuable you are. Like, that is what we fight for. And like all of our training, I don't think there's any bit of training. We do quarterly training, and none of that training is how to do delivery job better, but how to be just a better professional. We did an entire thing, video calls, video talking. That's a skill that we believe anytime we do team training like that, and we really dive into it, it should be a skill set you could take to any job and be able to get a bit more pay for. So like that, we did one on AI as a whole, like going through AI, what tools are great, what ones are not. We're not talking about how to use it at delivered. How do you become a master at AI so you can utilize that and utilize that not only your day to day, how to use that when it comes down to talking to people and having conversations. We believe in the skill sets we should give are going to be skill sets they can take anywhere. And we believe that we want to train our team so well that they're headhunted across the country, which happens. How many employees do you have now? We have 10. EV Auto is talking about me. Hopefully good things. I like, he's a good guy. Still no calls. Nope, no calls today. Looks like we're gonna not view calls today. But tomorrow, all day. Tomorrow, literally, I'm not even talking to chat. I'm just making calls. Do you like Car Edge? No. Not one call today. No, I'm gonna do all in tomorrow. Who will the Steelers quarterback be? Probably Rodgers. How is that professional? So how are you going to talk about training to be a better professional when you lose your cool all the time and talk to people like the way you do sometimes? Because you haven't watched any of the long form videos. I don't lose my cool. I would argue I keep my temper and keep my cool all the times. Do I call out when people lie to me? Yes. Do I encourage my team to call people out when they lie to you? Yes. Do I encourage people in my life when you're getting lied to, call it out? Don't just allow somebody to lie to you. Not a crazy concept. Somebody's lying to you, call it out. I know. I love dealerships. I mean, you 100% lose your cool. I never lose my cool. Air King, you keep saying you talk over people. You keep spamming. I get what you're saying. It's the people that watch the clips, right? This is what happens. People watch the clips, right? They watch the clips, and they're like, "Oh my god, you guys, I mean," it's like, no, I'm calling out your BS. Don't lie to me. Bends and bow ties provides no value to anyone. I disagree. I think Bends is a good informational tool. I think Bends. I think his podcast is pretty strong. I like it. You talk down to people. I disagree. I'm pretty straightforward. I want to buy a car from you. Call it a day. When somebody lies to me or doesn't, there should be no, I'll be very, my standard is high. There should be no salesperson in the country that I know more than on their brand. If I am calling you as a Toyota salesperson and I know more about Toyota than you failed your job. Your manager should be disappointed, your owner should be disappointed, and you need to work harder on your craft. I don't sell Toyotas. I sell 50 different brands that I work with, and I'm doing best. But it's crazy that I would know more than you when that is your only job, right? So yes, if I know more than you, yeah, now I'm starting to talk down because it's insane that I know more than you. And yes, there should be a moment where you feel kind of silly that some random person, that some client is calling you, and this is a normal thing in the industry. If you get lied to and you say stuff that you don't know, if you say every dealership does this. No, they don't. You have not called every dealership. You don't know. And the idea you felt like you have to throw that is insane. I could use an example, but I'm not going to use an example because I don't want to call a whole different business out. But like if you go to a dealership, there are certain managers that I've heard that says, hey, just so you know, do your best with training, but understand that the client is probably going to know more than you. Clients are more educated than they've ever been. And that is a normal thing at dealerships. If you worked at a dealership, you've probably heard that statement. The consumers are going to probably know more. That is the day and age we're in. That's insane. No client comes to deliver knowing more about negotiating on the market than we do. My team would not have a job if that was the case. Bro, can you answer the more legit question? This is a legit question. Kenneth, stop spamming. Or stop caps. I went through and did the first hour and a half of deals. I don't talk down to people. I said I hold a high standard to people. So yes, if I know more about your product, then I'm going to question about it. Yes. I'm not talking down to people to talk down to people. I'm not saying you're stupid, you're dumb, what do you know? Accept criticism. We absolutely have people that audit, but I don't trust criticism from people that are, most people that just don't like me. Do I have plenty of people that go through and we review my stuff? Absolutely. Do I personally go through and review my own phone calls? Absolutely. Any deals today? No, we're not buying cars today. And I go through several deals, yeah. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. It's like one of the things, just know your stuff. I will tell you, if a dealership knows their stuff and they go through the experience, it's a good experience, I am nice as can be. Even if you disagree with giving me a deal, right? Like, go watch any live where somebody's professional, good at talking on the phone, and doesn't go through. And again, they might say, hey, I can't do the deal, call it a day. Even on the deal that I'm putting on TikTok right now with this guy, I'm relatively nice to the guy 90% of the time. He didn't lie about anything. He didn't do anything. Did I make a few jokes? Yeah. Did I call him out on the nitrogen? Yeah, but we're nice and it's good banter back and forth on this Land Rover deal. It's just until I eventually get lied to or things go south. Would you buy new or used? I buy new. Did you find your EA? We're interviewing right now, and we're still going through applicants. My thought philosophy that I always have had is that I'm never going to fill somebody or fill a seat just to fill a seat. I only want to put the right people in it. I'm willing to have an empty seat if I need to. But we'll keep going through until we find the right candidate. Are you Tommy? Yes. When do we hear the fake manager? It wasn't in clip 2. It's in clip 3. It literally starts with clip 3. I just didn't want to not. I listened to it with just clip 3 on, and there were so many questions that I had, and I was there. Like, How do you know this is a fake manager? How do you not know that was a prank call? Like, there were so many things. I'm like, you know what? I just want to play this whole thing. We've also done a lot of 3-minute clips lately. We used to post the 10-minute clips. They did really well. So I was like, let me do another 10-minute clip multiple times and see what happens. Play the full video, basically what you'd get on YouTube, and go from there. Why does Billy the Kid sell car warranties now? I mean, Billy can do whatever he wants. I know he also partners with Car Edge. I wish him the best. Like, everybody goes through a different thing. Billy's building his own company. If he thinks that's best, go for it. I've been offered I know what company he's using, because this company has begged me to do deals with them, and I just keep refusing. I just think that the second I start selling an aftermarket product, I have a motivation to make some money on it, and that's iffy to me. Like, right? Like, if I'm working for my client and I'm selling you a warranty, I immediately lose value with the dealership, because the dealership wants that penetration. They now know for a fact they're not going to get a warranty because they'll buy it from me instead. I don't want the dealership to think that, which means I can get a worse deal. Secondly, I now have to, the person has to question, how much money do they make? I was talking to a broker the other day because he was arguing about his metal is better. And I asked how much money he makes on every warranty he sells. He sells warranties. He would not tell me that number. I think that's concerning. I don't make, like, if I advise you to buy a warranty, I want you to think I'm advising you to buy a warranty because it's best, not because I make $500 on it or $200 or $100 or $50, whatever that number is. That's why I don't do it. I know most of the other companies do, because honestly, like, the amount of money that I leave on the table for things that I should sell merch. I would make a lot of money. I should sell my car buying checklist for $25. I'd make a lot of money. I should make it so I sell warranties and sell all of these things and take a cut for every visor sign up, even though I don't own visor, but like I could take a referral. I could force them to pay me money to refer their product, right? Most people don't have an entire business that they recommend on their website, right? Like, it's a lot of, like, but I don't, like, I'm not here for, like, I know this sounds crazy. I understand people won't agree with me. I'm not here to forever profit off this business, right? My goal is to fix the way people buy cars. I'm doing that in the most efficient way. I try not to get distracted by things. Merch, I would love to do merch just for a vanity sake, but it's very distracting on my goal. If I can find a way that I can hire somebody to do that, maybe possible. But I'm trying to change this industry. This takes all of my time, energy, and anxiety to do that. Changing an industry where I have so many people fighting me to do it, that takes all my time. Definitely what an EA is for. I definitely need a good EA. And I'm not even saying that, like, Billy might make $1 per warranty. I have no idea. I don't know what his model is. Just for me, that's what I don't know, which is why I don't offer it. I have tons of job security because the industry isn't going anywhere. That is one of the, I understand that you've been here and you made some interesting comments multiple times. That is the most insane comment in the world. I have zero job. I own my own business. I have zero, my business can go under tomorrow. Like, have you seen how many small businesses fail just for random reasons? Just because people are buying cars does not mean they need to use delivered. We have to, and that is why businesses fail, because they get that mindset of like, oh, you're gonna be fine, you're doing great. No, my business could fail tomorrow. But just because the car industry doesn't mean there's not somebody else that does it better than me. Does it better, does it cheaper, does it all these things. There's plenty of people that, like, and again, I like merch. Merch is one of those things where we have merch. Like, I could show you guys, we buy our team merch, right? It's something that our team highly requests. I have like this thing, right? We don't sell this, but we have this. We're buying hats for everybody on the team because our team likes to wear hats. So we're buying hats for delivered, so they have merch there. We do things, but like, it's just like selling it to the masses is a whole different thing than just selling it to this. So do you see yourself doing delivered long term? 100%. My goal is to reinvent this industry until it's not reinvented anymore. I have a way to do that, which I'm very excited. We've been building something for 2 years. Oh my God, 2 years. This has been such a crazy project. I keep saying it's coming out soon, but I want it to be perfect. I saw what happened when a company released a product that was subpar, and I know the second I release this new product that I really believe will be part of reinventing the way people buy cars, it's going to be ridiculed and tested up the wazoo by everybody. So I want it to be perfect, and we're making sure it's perfect. We have 9 people on the development team here that we've been paying. So people ask where the money goes. It's been going towards this. I don't know about Caleb Hammer's budgeting. I actually wasn't even talking about Caleb Hammer. I was saying a different thing. No, it's not AI. I can tell you right off the bat, it's not AI. If we need, once we need beta testers, we'll let you know. But it's not AI. No, it's not. It's not AI breaking in and negotiating. Nope, not any of that. It's a pen. I'm going to sell a pen, a delivered pen. Do people not like Caleb Hammer anymore? Did I lose something about Caleb Hammer? Delivered the video game where you just go into, honestly. Oh my gosh, that's good. A delivered coin. Guys, I've got this new thing. He's turned into a bully and can't say, oh, Caleb? Is Caleb actually being canceled? Are you guys just messing with me? I've heard he's been canceled like 1,000,000 times. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't, like I said, I haven't watched Caleb Hammer probably in the last, I haven't had time to watch anything. I've been like, I understand why his content does well. Okay. But unfortunately, it's that time of year. Tomorrow, wait, what? So first off, guys, if you guys, whoa. First off, if you guys want to hire me, link is in my profile page. Stephen Graham, I'll watch it all. I'll figure it out. First off, really, really excited. If you guys want to hire us, please, link is in my profile page. If not, just like, follow, subscribe, watch the content. I'm telling you, it helps. Just watching our videos helps out a ton. We're trying to do a lot of things. We're trying to make this really exciting. We're trying to reinvent an industry. All of your support means the world. Watching the videos, liking them, sharing. Join our Discord page. I haven't been super active on it the last week and a half. I apologize. When I tell you, I have been working around, I get up around 6:30. I start my work at 7. I don't stop until about 12:31 a.m. Every single day, nonstop. I took like half of Sunday off. It has been crazy. We are working on a lot of things. It's been really exciting, but your support means the world. Thank you. We had a really awesome YouTube video that just went out. It's insane with a Kia dealership. If you want negotiations, like, Tommy, wish there was negotiations, go watch that YouTube video. It's insane. Go join our Spotify. If you haven't joined our Spotify, go on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're doing content there. Boom. LinkedIn and Facebook has its own unique content that we're not doing anywhere else. We're doing a newsletter type thing, but it's posting. We have a newsletter on email with a car buying checklist that's broken that I got to fix. That's going to be on my priority list when I get off. I'm super excited for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for the support. It means the world to me. Hopefully you enjoyed the live. I understand it wasn't negotiations. Tomorrow is just negotiations. We just negotiate car deals. Again, I'm not talking to you guys. I don't even know if I'll have chat pulled up. I'm literally just going to negotiate car deals. Bada boom, bada bing. I appreciate each and every one of you beautiful souls. I don't know if there was some super chats. Was there super chats? There was. I'm going to answer these. I just bought a 2026 Toyota Corolla. Got them for $4,000 off. Wow. Great job, A-Spank. I'm proud of you. Have you tried out a Lime Alani? Is that even a thing? No, I haven't. I want it. Tommy, I got 53,000 on Atlas. Am I being scammed? Did you already sign? I've got 53K deal. I don't review deals after you've signed them. So are you asking if there's a good deal right now? Oh, it's such tough. I don't like reviewing deals after people sign them. I think it's really negative. 53,000 MSRP or like sales price. That seems a little high, if I'm honest, but that's all I got. Oh, guys, just so you guys know, tomorrow's stream is if I argue with the haters. Anytime I argue with a hater and you guys call it out, I have to add 25 minutes to the stream. So just so you guys know, I'm not going to be arguing with haters because that is going to be a rule at the very beginning. If I argue with anybody in chat, I add 25 minutes to the stream. That is my rule. So go join the Discord, go join everything.